It's time for Sports Time on Sports 56. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and former Memphis Tiger Gabe Kuhn.
Welcome in on a Friday on Sports Time on Sports 56. Gabe Kuhn, Brett Stats Norsworthy, Bryant Dacus producing the program. First hour of our show brought to you by Lexus of Memphis, the one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis, and we are always live from the Family Leisure Studios, where family and fun come together. Relax at home sale going on now at Family Leisure, so get out of your house, go check that out. Family Leisure is 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. So last night, Grizzlies finished 2-2 on their West Coast road trip with a 104-101 overtime win. Fantastic win in the Bay Area. World Series transitions to Atlanta tonight after being tied up 1-1. In Houston, we have some winners to give you. Alan Bell, Bruce Marshall join us to do that. Hopefully we give you some winners in the Friday football forecast. I know Brett and I were on the losing side last night. And also Drew Barrett will join us at 5 to talk some SEC and college football. AutoZone listener line 901-360-8255. Also watch us live, message us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and at Sports56, WHBQ.com. Brett, you passed through the crossroads of the SEC at your favorite Love's gas station on your way to Auburn, huh?
Always do. All roads lead right through it. You have to go through it to get to almost any SEC site, it feels like, through the years. And fun to go through there, and got a hot dog and a Coca-Cola.
Nothing beats a Love's in general on a road trip, though.
And you can see every logo in there.
Really?
And I'm not talking about for sale. Just in there shopping, everybody's got their gear on Friday. I'm not kidding you. You could have done don't know that I saw a Missouri logo.
Yeah.
But you could have had a checklist of everything else.
Missouri is kind of the, I don't know, more or less kind of the stepchild, though. There, the SEC. It just doesn't quite fit with the rest.
Come along.
Geographically. Hey, they've won. They've been in
Twice.
SEC championships. I mean, they've
been to Atlanta
around.
twice.
They're
lost
down
to Alabama and Auburn to great teams.
They're definitely down this year. We got Halloween on Sunday. You sort of snuck up on me.
We do have Halloween Sunday.
You got your costume ready, Brett?
I wear it 365. Same, where I don't have to scare the kids.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
We're not shocked. I like Halloween. I like football on Halloween weekend, and it's got another football Friday for us. We got a lot of games to talk about. Last night, great win for the Packers, but even better win for the Memphis Grizzlies in San Francisco. Win of the year, easily. That could hold up a while, too. That could hold up as win of the year after 82 of them.
And, Brett, 2-2 on that road trip.
Or after 82 games.
2-2 on that road trip, I mean, was substantial. And not to mention, last night, defensively, I mean, they stepped it up. That was the lowest point total for the Warriors the entire season so far, and it was an OT game. So, I mean, I thought in the fourth quarter they did a good job of trying to hold down the Warriors.
And did what you almost have to do to Golden State. All right, Steph, here's yours. Here's your 38.
Yeah. We
just can't let anybody else do it.
Yeah.
I'm getting worried about James Wiseman.
Yeah, he's still hurt, though. He's still dealing with some issues.
Yeah.
And again, I'll go back to what I always say about it. I think the Warriors, I mean, you can't name me a big man under Steve Kerr that has been developed like he should have. So they like a guy who doesn't do a lot, and Kevon Looney sort of fits that role. I am worried about James Wiseman. I wouldn't be surprised if they use him as trade bait at some point.
I wouldn't either.
And I think he'd fit in elsewhere.
He would be.
He'd fit in elsewhere. But yeah, Grizzlies, that was fantastic, and of course, Ja was fantastic as well. I was looking at this.
Spirit of full disclosure, I was not cogent when the clock struck zero. I woke up to the good news. I couldn't do it. It was getting late for me in the Packers Cardinals game.
Brett, the 9 o'clock starts to the NBA game, to Grizzlies games. The West Coast starts kill me. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm a little.
At least 4 of them are behind us.
I was a little bit tired this morning. I'm staying up till about 11:30. All the Grizzlies.
I got
Grizzlies
the news
media
about 2 o'clock when I scrolled through the Twitter.
Hey, shout out to Grizzlies media and fans staying up. I mean, most of them
sure
up at like 12:30, tweeting about the game, giving their
That's
takes
rough
on
stuff.
it. Hey, they got the win though. They got the win. They come home. They'll play the Heat on Saturday. That better be packed out, Brett. That better be a
I hope it is.
I don't think it'll be fully packed out because there's some people that are going to stay away for whatever reason. The masks are optional. 2 through 11 do have to wear masks, but everybody 12 and up No masks anymore. We mentioned that yesterday.
All right, on 2 through 11, how many are really there, say, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Not that many.
Not that many.
At all. I mean.
How many there, 7, 8, 9, 10,
on a
11?
Saturday, more. 2 through 11, more kids would probably be there.
But
during the week, absolutely
very
not.
Few, too, I would say.
Yeah, very few. There's not many newborns.
And if you got a 2-year-old, and we're still, I don't know where we are in the stage of a global pandemic, might not be great to take a 2-year-old out in it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I wouldn't take my 2-year-old to a game with all that loud noise and
I don't think I would
everything
either.
else. I mean, hey.
Certainly not at 4.
Hey, but I'm all for teaching them young to be a Grizzlies fan.
I am too.
Why not?
But I think 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old is the formative sports brain growing years.
So before we get into deeper,
even though Bryant Dacus as a toddler down at the New Orleans Bowl with the Memphis Tigers.
And I love this jersey he wears on Friday. Fantastic jersey there, Bryant.
I love the jersey he had on that trip as a little guy.
Before we get into Thursday Night Football, because that's what I want to sort of talk about here in this first segment, I was going through, and we're talking about Ja Morant possibly being an all-star this year. Western Conference, I think it's not just possible, but probable that he could make an all-star team this year. Because you look at
make it our starter.
I don't know about starter this year. I mean, if he continues at this rate, if he's the leading
through 5 games, he's starter.
Oh yeah, if he's
games.
Brett, if he's the leading scorer going into the All-Star break, you sort of have to start him, right?
You know what an All-Star game starter would do for his jersey sales, for his the Q rating, for the magnification of his superstardom.
A starter. I that would be unbelievable. I mean, but I was looking at some of the names, and there's some on the outside, and you can bear with me here. De'Aaron Fox, C.J. McCollum, Mike Conley Jr., Shea, Gilgeous-Alexander, Anthony Edwards. I think, without question, he'd be in over those guys. But you look at this group. Damian Lillard, probably an automatic. Steph Curry, probably an automatic. Luka Doncic, probably an automatic. Then you have a group. Donovan Mitchell, Russell Westbrook, Devin Booker, CP3, Paul George, most likely an automatic, and Ja. So usually you get 6 to 7 guards into an all-star lineup. I think he can be 3 or 4. I mean, he just has to beat out half of those guys. I think he can figure it out this year.
Any team record component in it, kind of like the Heisman Trophy. You have to have a requisite number of wins, I think, for him to be the starter.
Oh yes, yeah.
But the Grizzlies have to be rolling to a protected seed, 1, 2, 3, or 4.
I think if he is one of the leading scorers in the NBA, probably top 20, and puts himself in a position where the Grizzlies are a winning team at the All-Star break, certainly you have to put him on the All-Star team. Because you watch this team play, it's him. It's him. And Desmond Bane's come along. He's been a big help. Steven Adams has helped out the spacing, and he passes the ball, unlike sort of Jonas did last year. But you watch this team, and it is
which is pretty smart to throw it back to Ja, isn't it?
It's the Ja Morant show every night, and what he's doing, shooting the ball 40% through 5 games. I don't think he'll stay at a 40% rate all year. But if he can shoot with confidence, that's scary, right? Because last year I think at times he was just sort of hesitant with the ball on the perimeter shooting.
And if
this
he's
year
that
he
confident,
green light, let it go.
It should open up wide and far for Jaren Jackson.
Yes, but it's just
he's got to seize the moment.
He has been struggling, and it just frustrates me because you want him to be the second best player on this team, and we'll get to it more later. But he just, night in, night out, you see the same things. Not very physical from inside the paint, struggling to score around the rim, and the fouling. It's consistent. And I think he has more developing to do, and we need to give him the time. I don't think anybody needs to draw conclusions. But I would be lying if I said it wasn't frustrating what we've seen from Jaren Jackson so far.
And the player with the potential can really aggravate you.
Yeah.
You're ready to cash it in.
Oh, potential. My first coach said potential. You know what potential means? It means you ain't done nothing yet.
That's it.
That's
He's
what
right.
it is.
He told you straight up.
Yes. That's 100% what he said. He's talking about our team.
Whether it's the potential of that 15, 16-year-old that's not really maxing out in academically or in college, not maxing out, or the person in sales, in anything, that potential person he hadn't rung the bell yet. He or she.
And obviously, shout out my first O-line coach at Memphis, Vance Weiss, over at Virginia Tech. That's the first.
Good deal.
First guy to say. I think we were 3-3 in 2014, and we were coming off that UCLA game. We were feeling better because we were 500 for once, and we were 3-9 the year before. You know what potential means? It means you ain't done nothing yet. Go show them. Go show them. And we went on to win out. 3-3. We ended up 10-3. So.
And the tide of history turned around.
Yes, no question. Now, Thursday Night Football last night. Packers get the win 24-21.
Lose another guy.
And they were missing 11 starters, Brett.
And lost Tanyan last night.
The Cardinals, I wanted to give credit. I think everybody puts them at the top of their power rankings, gives them, they're the best team in the league because they were undefeated. But if you can't beat that Packers team, you ain't beating the Packers. That was the most gettable Packers team at home that you could have thought of.
What that did is that's now the inside advantage. I mean, the Packers are on the rail for the playoffs to go through Lambeau. And this year with just a few more days, with a week added to NFC Championship game, what the weather could be like at Lambeau and Buffalo that weekend.
Lord. People can't handle that. You don't go into Lambeau in the playoffs and come out with an easy win.
What if the Cardinals had to? A dome desert team. The Rams, a dome West Coast team. The Saints, a dome Southern team.
I don't care who are.
The Cowboys, a dome Southwest team.
I don't care who you are. You're not going into Lambeau and coming out feeling good about yourself.
The teams historically made to do it, well, they're really not going to be around this year. New York, Washington, Philly.
But yesterday I saw this. The NFC is doing well this year, though. Cardinals, Packers, Buccaneers, Rams, Cowboys have the 5 best records in the NFL, all from the NFC. Best record in the AFC is the Bengals still. It's bizarre. It's a weird year in the AFC. Chiefs.
Bengals very close to becoming my Bengals.
Very close?
Very close to throwing the Browns overboard, yeah. Very close.
You shouldn't have picked the Browns from the beginning.
I love
the Browns are going to brown. Browns are going to brown, though.
But he's improved them.
Yeah.
But he's now you can't say he's got the potential label because he cashed in college. But for NFL, it's time for him to cash in a little more. And he's hurt.
I think it's fair to say, though, he is not a quarterback. I mean, I think he'll get paid. I think he's a good enough quarterback to get paid. But he is not a quarterback that anybody on that Browns team thinks, okay, let's put the onus on him to go win this ball game. They have a strong.
Not. He's doing quite the contrary.
Exactly.
Well, do you hear how Mike
strong run game? I mean, in Case Keenum
rips on Mayfield.
Yeah, I think it's unfair, and him and Colin Cowherd go way too far with Baker Mayfield acting like he's sort of talentless and everything. Stop that. He's got a good arm. He does a good job, and he's been more.
And look what he's already won with
Cleveland. I was just saying, in Cleveland, he is a winner. He's one of the better winning quarterbacks they've had in a long
He's
not
Otto Graham, but he's close.
Right, but I mean,
Otto was a long time ago.
The 2000s have been miserable for Browns quarterbacks, though, and I think we all know
that. Well, since the Browns reemerged as a franchise, it's been
yes, and he has been the best by far. I'd say from 2005 on.
I mean, had Spurgeon win somewhere in there, didn't they? Had Tim Couch in there too.
Brandon Weeden made an appearance, right?
Had Brandon Weeden.
27 years old, 27 years young.
Yeah,
they had Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel
had Johnny Football. Yeah, Johnny Football. When I was big on that, the Browns were going to be my Browns then.
But also last night, what did you think of this sort of final? How that shook out at the end? I don't mind because you know how mad I was. I think it was 2 Monday nights ago when the Bills decided not to kick the field goal to go into overtime with the Titans. This week I was fine with the play call. I'm okay with it. Clearly a miscommunication. But the one thing 10 years ago, every NFL coach runs that down to 3 seconds, calls the timeout, kicks a field goal to tie the ball game and go to the overtime. Mm-hmm. And now,
or they get an earful from the owner.
Yeah, and now no one questions the fact that they're going for it there. And obviously it ends badly, and there's I don't know what A.J. Green thought on that, and it ends up Rasul Douglas gets the INT, and the Cardinals drove basically 94, 95 yards to get nothing on the board and not even tie the game. But no one questions the fact that teams are trying to stay out of overtime now. People hate overtime. The lengths they go, they will lose the game before they go to overtime.
You tweeted it correctly. The lengths they're going to avoid it. And in college, the fourth down conversions, I mean, just everybody, they're reading that analytics card. NFL Week 8, it continues this Sunday. Brett Norsworthy here for FanDuel Sportsbook. And FanDuel wants you to get the most out of every play. That's why they're giving everyone a $10 risk-free bet every week. All you have to do is bet a same-game parlay bet with 3 legs or more. And if your bet doesn't win, FanDuel will pay you back up to $10. I like the Titans. I like Derrick Henry in the rushing yards. I like the Titans game to go under, but I always love Derrick Henry in the over rushing yards. Fast payouts. Get your winnings in as little as 2 hours. Easy to use, safe and secure. America's #1 sports book. There's no feeling like nailing a same-game parlay bet. So lock in your bet today at FanDuel Sportsbook and get up to $10 back if your bet doesn't win. New to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up today with promo code CASH to also receive 25-1 enhanced odds on any touchdown during the Sunday night matchup between Dallas and Minnesota. Win $125 on a $5 bet. That's promo code CASH, so they know I sent you. Must be 21 and present in Tennessee. A refund issued as non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max refund $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at Sportsbook. Same game parlay available for multiple sports in all states on mobile and on the web. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. This hour, indeed, every day, brought to you by the great people at Lexus of Memphis, the one and only Lexus dealership in Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Call them at 901-362-8833. Great offers on all those 2022s that are rolling in, the 2021s that remain, and always special leasing options. Driving luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by today at Lexus of Memphis, the one and only Lexus dealership in town at 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2022 or the remaining 2021 flagship LS500s, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the luxury driving experience. 901-362-8833. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
That is what the Grizzlies did on this West Coast road trip. A killer of a road trip. Arguably the hardest road trip of the year. 2 back-to-backs against the top of the Western Conference, in all reality. Lakers, Clippers, Warriors, and the Blazers. And what they did last night in 98-98 at the end of regulation, 104-101 final score in overtime. They hand Warriors their first loss, and they also hold them to a season-low point total in overtime. And they were down. And here's the other thing. They were down 37-20 after the first quarter. It looked terrible in the first quarter. They were sort of carrying over that lull they had against the Blazers, but Ja was sensational down the stretch. Started kind of slow, 30.7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. Getting involved on the defensive end, 50% from the field. He had an 18-point third quarter. That third quarter, I mean, he just took over, and that's something we're getting used to with Ja taking over. Another guy, though, Desmond Bane has been so wildly consistent so far this year, 5 games, but averaging 19 points a game, had another 19-point performance last night, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, sort of a plus defender as well. 5 for 11 from 3. He really is a knockdown three-point shooter. The more he plays with this Grizzlies team, I see a lot of people, well, he's the best three-point shooter of all time for the Grizzlies. Let's wait on that, but he could approach that the longer he plays with the Grizzlies. DeAnthony Melton, on the other hand, has struggled in the last 2 offensively. 3 for 18 field goal, 1 for 11 from 3. But on the defensive end, he got involved. 4 steals, 3 blocks last night. The second half, you could argue he changed the game when he started defending Steph. Steph had 36, 7, 8, 7 for 20 from 3, though. He took a lot of shots to get there, and DeAnthony Melton, I thought, did a yeoman's job on Steph Curry last night.
He did. You're right on every nugget from that game last night. We were hard on the Grizzlies yesterday. We also said we'd turn around with a win, and look, that's where they are. When they win, we're going to give credit. When they lose,
that seems fair.
We're going to give criticism.
Seems fair, Brett. Seems fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of goes with it. But, of course, we'd like – how many games left? 77? Can they go 80-2? We would love that. My top story, Grizzlies. tomorrow night, Game 2 at FedEx Forum of the Year at home. It's against a really good opponent. It's on a Saturday night with a Tiger open date, a Tennessee open date, Ole Miss not in town, Arkansas open date. What are the reasons? What would be the reasons not to go? First Saturday night home game of the year, transcendent star against a solid team, a really solid team.
Mask mandate lifted?
They're optional. You don't have to, but if you want to, you sure can.
Brett, I don't have a good enough excuse. There's some people that would say, oh, well, you have to give a negative test or show your vaccination card. That's up to them if they don't want to show up because of that. But I'm telling you, and I've continued to tell you guys out there, it takes 5 seconds to get through. There's no issue with it. It's so easy. It is so easy.
Not top story of the day.
Not top story of the day for me. So we have, I don't think anybody would argue the top 10 matchup between Michigan and Michigan State. It'll be at Michigan State is the biggest matchup of the weekend in college football. 5th AP top 10 matchup in the series, first since
Game
1964.
Day, Fox Big Noon Saturday.
Harbaugh against ranked road matchups, 2-8. He's 0-5 versus top 10 road matchups. So this would be his first one if he ends up getting it. But I learned today because of DraftKings Sportsbook, the state of Michigan is loading up on Michigan State, and I mean loading up. For every money line bet on Michigan, there were 9 placed on Michigan State. Every 9 out of 10 money line bets.
They know we don't know.
That Jim Harbaugh loses big games. But 9 out of 10.
Isn't it fun when Harbaugh gets beat, though?
It kind of is. And then we come in here and have the same conversation every year. 9 out of 10, though, money line bets on DraftKings Sportsbook in the state of Michigan were on the Spartans. Also, 94% of the point spread bets are on Michigan State. That's unbelievable numbers. So if it goes the other way,
usually when everybody's going that direction, you need to head the other one.
If Michigan changes the narrative, if they finally get their first road top 10 win, a lot of people in Michigan are going to be losing money.
We're picking that game at 5:30. We have it as Michigan minus 4.5. Is that correct?
Yep, that's what we have.
That's what we're going to pick. My not top story, it's show me time. It's prove it. This is it for Michigan State, Ole Miss, Cincinnati, Iowa, Wake Forest, Kentucky. You want this spotlight? You can have it. I promise you. You're not going to drop in the polls if you win. I promise you won't drop in the polls. Look at Cincinnati. If they didn't drop last week, then Michigan State, Ole Miss, Wake Forest, and Kentucky sure won't. You win, you take care of business, you'll move up. It might be incremental. It might just be a spot or two. This is what all of those places have really desired. A lot of those places have often kind of with a chip on their shoulder, we're not appreciated. You'll be appreciated. Prove it. Show me.
Show me. That's it. Show me better than you can tell me. And we get the first college football playoff rankings at the beginning of next month, obviously November 2nd, and here in a few days. And we'll see how it shakes itself out. Talked to Bill Bender yesterday. I am curious where Cincinnati is in those first college football playoff rankings. I'm curious where Ole Miss is as well.
We're going to have the collective fit, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to have
we have
a deserved fit. Have to have a fit. Because Cincinnati has shown that they are one of the premier programs the past few years in college football, and there's no denying that. But that is our top and our not top story of the day. On the other side, we're going to have Alan Bell from CBS Sportsline to talk some gaming for the weekend, mostly NFL, but we'll get to a little bit of college football as well. 4 o'clock, Bruce Marshall from the Gold Sheet joins us as he normally does on a Friday. 5 o'clock, our old friend, Drew Barrett from ESPN Fort Smith, talking Razorbacks, SEC, maybe a little bit of Tigers sprinkled in there. 5:30, Friday football forecast. 5:45, we'll get out with Taco Bell crunch time. But on the other side, Alan Bell will join us on Sports Time on Sports 56.
Happy Hour has a new time. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour now from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The Relax at Home sale's going on now at Family Leisure. Enjoy a game of pool. How about shuffleboard with friends and family? Relieving aching muscles with full body massage chairs. They're the coolest. Chill out and watch a movie. Or the big game in style with the new theater seating. Also on sale, we got spas and saunas and patio furniture. It's the Family Leisure Relax at Home sale. Going on now, I-40 and Wynn Road, Family Leisure. where family and fun come together.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. If you need a new roof for your home or business, we hope to hear from you and will work hard to earn your business. We are experts and certified in residential and commercial roofing, siding, and gutter installation. I have been serving the Memphis area for over 20 years, and now with 2 of my sons working with me, we plan to be here for years to come. So if you need a roof, please give us a call. On a personal note, what a great time it is to be a Memphis sports fan. With the Grizzlies and the Redbirds and 901 FC, not to mention Tigers football and basketball, it's going to be a fun year. Thanks to Coach Silverfield and Coach Hardaway and their staffs for their dedication to the student and athletes, the University of Memphis, the City of Memphis, and us fans. Five Ash Roof Services, a proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Five Ash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Five Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
It's time to call Doug and Colin Brown for your house. Looking to buy or sell a home in Mississippi? Rely on Doug and Colin Brown, $1 Million Realtors at Regency Realty in Mississippi. This father-son combo will help you find your next dream home. With decades of experience, Doug and Colin Brown put honesty, integrity, and clients first. Call Doug and Colin Brown in Mississippi at 901-598-9168. Regency Realty, 901-350-5050.
They say this game can take you far. Your moves can take you further. Make moves that start movements.
Hennessy, spirit of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pin, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
Get it. Back in on Sports Time with Gabe and Stats. Brian Dake is producing the program. Got a couple of texts on the AutoZone listener line if you want to follow, 901-360-8255. Someone tells you, Brett, instead of the Loves, you should have gone to the Buc-ee's in Leeds, Alabama. I've heard good things about Buc-ee's.
I have too, but Leeds is a little more like going to Atlanta.
A little out of the way. A little out of the way for that
hometown of Leeds, Alabama.
That's a great trivia question that I don't have the answer to.
Charles Barkley.
There you go. All right, now I know it. You're not going to fool me with that one again.
Yeah, you'll have that one. And I want to say their colors are kind of Philadelphia Eagles colors, green and white for football and for basketball. I'm trying to think somebody green and white more for basketball for Charles Barkley. But, yeah, made it through Love's. Always fun there. Best hotel in the league, I promise you, where we are, and the best Ethernet
What kind?
connection.
What kind of hotel?
Renaissance, where the Tigers stayed for the bowl game.
Love it. Love it. 100%. Now, also
owned by the Alabama Retirement Fund, Alabama State Retirement Fund.
Those are the suite type rooms, right? Where they have everything is sweet.
And a friend of mine has already texted me. He said, "Glad you contributed to the State Retirement Fund."
Also, we have a text on Jaron Jackson Jr. It says potential means you ain't done nothing yet. That means he should not have gotten that new contract.
No, it doesn't mean that.
It doesn't mean that. It means you. If you're the Grizzlies, you had
That's
to
in
do
the real
something.
world. That's not in the sports world.
You had to do something. You have to pay a guy who you think can be a difference maker on your basketball team.
Yeah, we know the sports world and the real world are set up financially on different things.
And if you have any questions, any games that you want us to run by Alan Bell or Bruce Marshall here in the next hour, hit us up, 901-360-8255. Also message us Facebook. Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and at sports56whbq.com. But let's bring in our friend from CBS Sportsline, Alan Bell. Alan, how are you, man?
Boys, I'm doing good. Let me say this. I am from the state of Texas. I'm very familiar with Buc-ee's. If anyone hasn't been to one, it's phenomenal. Go to it. Literally go out of your way.
I'm ready.
What do I have to get or do at a Buc-ee's if I ever come across one?
So, all right. So the first thing you're going to notice, it's massive. It's very clean. Literally, It's almost like Marines with toothbrushes keeping it clean. But it's like going into like a Publix.
Farce and Bubba down on the floor.
Wait, they have like the sub line like a Publix.
They have all of it. They have fresh beef jerky, fresh meat. It's like going to a Publix. Like, it's crazy. I'm telling you, it's phenomenal.
And
I'm ready.
And I told Brett, I'm good with Loves too. I like the truck stop style gas stations.
Love. Yeah, absolutely.
on a road trip.
Yeah. Yep.
I never want to have to take a shower at Love's though.
Let's hope you don't have to.
Well, I mean, it might get bad enough that I need to, but it had to get rough.
So when you're done with the radio, you're gonna be a truck driver. That's the only way you're gonna have to.
Wouldn't mind seeing the countryside. That'd be fun.
I hear you. All right, Alan, I have to ask you this: how much? I have noticed with the Bills game on Monday Night Football against the Titans 2 weeks ago, and then this game last night, it seems like NFL coaches are terrified to go to overtime nowadays.
Terrified. They're absolutely terrified, and they don't know what to do in regards with field goals throughout the game. We've talked about this,
right?
Where analytics departments come into play, et cetera. But no, you're right, man. And I could not believe that the Cardinals. I get it. You put the ball in the air. It's supposed to be either a play that you complete or it's out of bounds. They didn't do that. But I couldn't believe that they just didn't keep it with Kyler Murray. Now, I understand that you have time and all that going on. But, yeah, man, you have all the momentum if you're Arizona. Kick that field goal on third down, go to overtime, and win it because Green Bay was toast. They were cooked.
That's what I looked at that game, and, yes, you have Aaron Rodgers on one side. He's going to do everything he can to go win a ball game, and he can do that. But if the Cardinals couldn't get that Packers team, I don't know if they can ever get the Packers.
No, I agree. And for anybody, Green Bay-wise or whatever, that ever questioned Aaron Rodgers and the value that he has, that's it right there. He went down there with the three of us playing wide receiver and just took down the Arizona Cardinals. And let me say this. This is the point where the Packers front office needs to call him and say, look, we have done you wrong. We get it. You're going to have a say in our draft, our free agency, whatever you want. But
we'll cut Jordan Love.
Yeah,
right.
We're falling on the sword. We are falling on the sword. We are sorry. If they're not doing that today, they've lost their mind because he's kept a lot of people employed up there.
And quick thought, though. I feel like if this is a Super Bowl run year for the Packers, which I think anything less than a NFC Championship or Super Bowl win for them this year would be bad because I think they're one of the better teams, if not the best team in the NFC. I would imagine if he has a Super Bowl run this year, he might change his mind. But it is Aaron Rodgers. He has his ways of doing things.
Yes, he does. That's a great way to put it. Yes, he does.
Yeah, if you can fall out with family, you can sure walk away from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Super Bowl? And keeping that team together? I don't know. He did say it's his last dance, though.
Alan, in the preseason, I picked the Falcons with Arthur Smith to be a playoff team, a wild card team. Rough start. They've clawed to 3-3. I still love Arthur Smith. They're at home on Sunday against the Panthers. That's a huge rivalry. No love lost. That NFC South, they do the hate. In these two teams, they do the hate. Falcons laying the 3 against the Panthers on Sunday. World Series going on in Atlanta. A lot going on. Who do you like in that one?
Yeah, you bring up a good point. It's fascinating that the South and football has translated to the NFL, where it really doesn't kind of.
It has.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Look, the Falcons have finally figured out that they have Kyle Pitts, and they drafted him. They're finally starting to use the guy, right? They're starting to throw to him. They're starting to get him mixed in more, and they're figuring out that if he's in one-on-one coverage, I don't know, throw him the ball. Kyle Trask figured that out immediately at Florida, and Matt Ryan and Arthur Smith are going to figure that out. Look, Carolina's hurting. They're not playing well. They need Christian McCaffrey back in the worst way possible. I like Atlanta here. I don't fully believe in them just yet, but there's nothing that tells me that I need to be betting on Carolina right now. So the last 4 weeks, they have been atrocious. The New York Giants went in with legitimately no one on offense and whooped them. Like, there's nothing that tells me to bet on Carolina. Nothing.
Yeah, this show does not believe in burning money, so don't burn money with Panthers.
Sam Darnold has just, I don't know what it has been past 4 weeks, but he has struggled so bad. Poor P.J. Walker got in the game last week, 3 for 14, and
yeah.
I played against him in college. Great player. He's worked his butt off to get to that position, but he should not be in any role as a sort of quarterback in the NFL right this second. Now, the Dolphins and the Bills. The Bills are 14.5-point favorites. I think it's been bet down to 14. Am I right for thinking the Bills cover this easily because the Dolphins are, as we say, cooked?
You're exactly right. This is my favorite play of the weekend. Look, Miami, 2 weeks ago, they go to London. They're the only team that doesn't get a bye after it. They play the Atlanta Falcons, lose. They're on the road again this week, right? And everyone in that locker room knows that their quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, might be traded at any moment. So you've got all of that.
Everything.
Coupled with Buffalo is coming off of a bye week, off of a game where the Titans embarrassed them. Well, not embarrassed, but won the game when Buffalo should have easily won that one, right? So they're going to be mightily serious to put up points. And in week 2, Buffalo beat Miami 35-0 in Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be a bloodbath. Like, give me the Bills. 14 and a half, 20.
Yeah,
like,
whatever it is.
Buffalo is going to destroy Miami in this game.
Anything out there on the money line that you really like this weekend?
You know what?
NFL?
I'll say this. Yeah, I'll say this. I bet the Detroit Lions plus 3.5, and I'm going to take the insurance. However, the Lions are going to get a win at some point, and I think that it's this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're at home. And look, I know that the Lions are 0-7, but take a look at their schedule. They have played the Packers, the Rams, the Ravens, the Bengals. Keep going. They have played a murderer's row schedule. And you know what they keep doing? They keep coming back, and they keep fighting. They believe. They're not the best team in the league, clearly. But Dan Campbell has that team believing in themselves. And you look at the opposite side with the Philadelphia Eagles. There could be a quarterback change to Gardner Minshew at any moment. Wow. They don't run the ball. Like, Philly has problems, big problems. So if you're looking at something to sprinkle a little money on an underdog money line, I think Detroit's your play.
And with the Eagles, they run the ball, but it's all with Jalen Hurts. They don't give their running backs touches, and I just don't understand what Nick Sirianni is doing in regards to that. Now, I look at this game, Titans-Colts, sort of a trap line. I know that the Titans are visiting the Colts, but the Colts are favored 2.5. Titans coming off big wins against the Bills and the Chiefs. How do you view this? Do you think the Colts, I know they've been hot lately, do you think the Colts can actually pull it out?
Yeah, so here's the deal with the Colts. The reason this line movement has been going is that the Colts are getting everyone back. T.Y. Hilton, you name it. This is going to be the healthiest game that they've had all season. Plus, remember last week, that Thursday night game where it was the atmospheric river and a hurricane in San Francisco, Santa Clara? The Colts came in averaging 27.6 points per game in their last 3. You know what they did? That number got better. Mm-hmm. They scored 30 points, right? Like, this Colts team is like a 401k where every 2 weeks you just throw a couple bucks in there. Well, after 60 minutes or 60 years, you look up and you're like, oh, wow, like this number's a lot bigger than I thought. Indy is a much better team than people give them credit for, and they're almost an identical offensive mirror to Tennessee. They both want to run the ball. They want to get to 100 yards rushing, and the minute that you sell out to stop the run, they've got a quarterback that can beat you just enough. So I'll tell you this. I don't have a play on the spread either way, but I will say that I think both of these teams run the ball a lot, play safe, play conservative. This feels like an underplay to me.
Under for Titans, Colts, under in that big AFC division game. Is this a go-for-it year for the Titans, Super Bowl or bust? Maybe not Super Bowl win it, but appear it. What about a Titans-Packers Los Angeles Super Bowl?
That'd be fantastic. You'd have Mike Vrabel versus his former offensive coordinator, Matt LaFleur, right? Like, I think that would be phenomenal. Look, if you're the Titans, go for it. Yeah, what we've all learned about the NFL, Gabe, you know this better than anybody else. football changes so much year after year, whether you're playing college, whether you're playing the NFL. Teams change, your attitude changes, your kind of identity can change. So if you have any bit of an opportunity, go for it. The salary cap doesn't matter. Just go for it, right? So, I think if they can make any moves, you do it because they're good enough, to justify it. Because, look, at the end of the day, if you go out and spend money and try, fans aren't going to blame you. They will blame you if you don't.
That's such a great point, too, because, like, this offseason, I was looking at the Saints losing Drew Brees. They were $150 million over the cap, and they were working at a deficit. It doesn't matter. They found a way to tie some loose ends, move some parts around, and they're back.
It's monopoly.
They're fine.
Money.
They're 4-2.
It is.
Jameis is figuring it out. It's interesting.
It's like the fine money, Alan. Nobody really pays the fine money.
No, the NFL has better accountants than Enron has, right? Like, I mean, they've got this thing figured out. Trust me.
So 4 straight losses for the 49ers. Are you selling all of your stock at this point in the 49ers and Jimmy G?
All my Jimmy G's gone.
Nope, I'm actually betting on them this week. -4 at Chicago. I like it.
Bold.
Now, you're not wrong. You are not wrong at all. However, I think that plays into it because if there's any team in the NFL that is dying for a win this week, it is San Francisco, and they're going up to Chicago, who I'm not sure that Chicago's COVID issues aren't fully remedied. We've already seen a couple trickles come out. I think we see maybe a couple more. And look, Justin Fields, as a starting quarterback in the NFL, he started 5 games. The Bears have hit the under in all 5 games, meaning they're not scoring a lot of points. And what are the Bears going to do? Well, I know that the 49ers aren't that great, but you're not going to run Fields on that front 7. They got a decent little running back, in the on their depth chart here, but I still don't believe in them. If there's any time to bet on San Francisco, take the 4 now, and probably don't bet them for the rest of the year. But I like them in the spot.
And I have one more for you before we get you out here and ask you a little bit of college football for the weekend. Steelers-Browns just got announced this morning. Baker Mayfield with a torn labrum and a chipped shoulder is going to suit up and start for the Browns in this game. I think that's a bold strategy considering the other side of the defense he's facing has a guy by the name of T.J. Watt on it. I don't know why he would take that chance this week. But Browns -4 at home. Do you think the Steelers can actually go in there and keep this one close, maybe win?
Oh, yeah. I think the Steelers probably do win this game, right? Like,
Okay.
I understand that their offense isn't phenomenal. And you're not going to have Juju out there. But Ben's played in this game a million times. Mike Tomlin's coached in this game a million times. And I'm with you. I wouldn't be starting Baker Mayfield. Like, I don't think that's the play at all. At all. Because even to start the season, it really wasn't that great. They didn't have a passing touchdown to a wide receiver until like week 5, right? So I agree with you. Their running backs are banged up, obviously. No, I think the Steelers are a great play getting the points, and that's another one where if you want to sprinkle some on the money line, they could probably win that game too.
Now, real quick, couple of college football plays for the weekend, and then we will take a break.
Yep. So I'll tell you this. First off, I'm taking Georgia at -14 against Florida because, let me ask you this, and I'll leave it at this. Do you trust more Florida's quarterback Drury situation against Georgia's defense, or do you trust Florida's run defense against Georgia's running offense? I don't trust either of those, so give me Georgia.
Right.
I'm going to take Georgia all day long in that one. Second one, and my last one, I'm going to take Michigan -4 against Michigan State. I love what Michigan State has done. Mel Tucker's done a great job. That team has done a great job. But look, Harbaugh knows this is his probably only chance to really prove himself. And offensive lines travel, run game travels, defense travels. Give me Michigan in this one.
Ooh, that would be his first win on the road against the AP top 10 opponent. And I don't blame it because I'm not sure. I mean, I like Michigan State, but not quite there on them yet. If they can win this game against Michigan, I think I'd be there. But he is Alan Bell. Follow all of his work at Alan Bell 247 on Twitter and go to sportsline.com, CBS Sportsline, for all of his work. Appreciate it, Alan.
Man, appreciate it, boys. Thank you so much.
Have a
Good luck. good luck. Alan Bell, good luck to him for the weekend. I love those picks. I like the boldness. He picked the cocktail party. We'll pick that at 5:30. He picked the big intrastate battle in Michigan. We'll pick that as well. At All-Star Chevrolet, you can pick out the beautiful Tahoe you want or the Silverado. They have them all. All the best right there in Olive Branch. First exit into Mississippi off Kraft Goodman Road, where all the Chevys are. A lot of new Tahoes and new Chevys. They're on the way. You can claim yours, or you can order what you want. You can order it right now. Remember, it's not South Haven, it's not the Pike, it's not Mount Moriah, it's not Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, right off Highway 78 at Kraft Goodman Road. If you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or you're looking for a specific pre-owned car or truck, ask Kevin, ask for Jeff, ask for Scott, ask for Drew, ask for anybody on that great team at All-Star. They'll find it, and they'll get it here for you fast. If you want to sell any car, truck, or SUV, All-Star will buy it, even if you owe money on it, even if you didn't buy one of theirs, even if you're not going to buy one of theirs, they'll still write you a check. You bring the title, you'll get your check today. Find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch, or see them online all the time at allstarautogroup.com.
When we come back from this break, we will get to a little bit more of Grizzlies talk, and we'll talk some NBA as well. We'll be right back on Sports 56 98.5.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world at sports56whbq.com or on the Sports 56 app.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Fall is in the air, and so are Choate's Early Bird Specials. Right now, receive $1,000 off the purchase of a new Carrier gas furnace. Carrier furnaces come with some of the best warranties in the industry, and Choate's has been professionally installing them for over 60 years. As a Carrier factory authorized dealer, Choate's also offers competitive financing solutions for you and your family. If your heating system is in good shape, make sure you take advantage of Choate's Early Bird Tune-Up Special for $60. This tune-up is an in-depth 20-point inspection to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter season ahead. So call 347-8086 to schedule your Early Bird Special today. And turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings & Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings & Grill is family-friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings & Grill.
The deals keep getting stronger than ever at the Ram Power Days and Jeep Adventure Days at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Want a Cherokee Classic with a modern twist? Get it with 2021 Jeep Cherokee Latitude 4-wheel drive, $409 a month. How about 2021 Chrysler 300 Touring, $426 a month? Take on off-road trails, city streets, and everything in between in a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited, $489 a month. And the workhorse 2021 Ram 1500 Quad Cab Tradesman, $497 a month. Plus top dollar for your trade at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat. So drive past the rest and come to the best, or shop online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Cherokee 300 Ram, all 75 months at 3.99 APR, 3,500 down. Cherokee MD 220971, MSRP 30,580. 300 MH 64614, MSRP 34,945. L M 114994, MSRP 50,320. 48 month lease. 1500 MS 578 8563, MSRP 40,030. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through the end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
The bridge is open. Now it's really easy to take the 15-minute drive to Cypress View Golf and Recreation and enjoy the spectacular upgrades made to the clubhouse and golf course. The fairways are looking great and the greens are better than ever. No traffic, no excuses. If you're tired of paying greens and cart fees, Cypress View has a membership that includes unlimited golf, cart, range balls, and more. A family membership is just $199 per month plus tax. Members also have access to the Olympic-sized pool, fitness center, and tennis courts. The golf shop is stocked with FootJoy apparel, Titleist bags, and equipment. A huge selection of Puka headwear and more. Cypress View Grill has a wide selection of choices from burgers to brats, Phillies to quesadillas, flatbreads to oven-fired pizzas. You're covered from golf to goods to grub. And now Cypress View has a beer license, so grab a cold one in the grill. See why Cypress View Golf and Recreation is one of the fastest growing clubs in the Mid-South. Call 870-739-6305 or visit online cypressviewgolf.com.
A good friend of mine told me about this awesome place for lunch.
Oh, yeah? What's the name?
Neil's Grill and Bar, where the fat man rocks. Everybody knows Neil.
Where's it located?
It's located in Yorkshire Square off of Quince.
And what's it like?
The best lunch place in Memphis. You know, like real mashed potatoes and gravy. Everything is made from scratch. Monday through Friday, daily lunch specials like Monday baked chicken, Italian Tuesday, spaghetti, ravioli, Italian spinach, delicious fried catfish, fried chicken livers every Wednesday, Friday, Salisbury steak, barbecue chicken, or if you just want a vegetable plate, the best veggies in town.
What about the lunch price?
Meat and 2 veggies, $7.95. Meat and 3 veggies, $9.99. And veggie plate, $8.95. Big fat boy portions, man.
Man, you're making me hungry.
Come hear the best live local music at Neil's. Eddie Smith plays Sundays 5 to 9, Mondays karaoke, Tuesdays Debbie Jameson, Wednesdays Elmo and the Shades, Thursdays John Williams and the A440 Band at Neil's.
Where the fat man rocks.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me.
Grizzlies finish up their road trip, West Coast road trip, 2-2. Win last night in overtime against the Golden State Warriors. Hand Warriors, their first loss, 104-101 in OT. Want to revisit this text that we got earlier from one of our listeners. Talking about Jaren Jackson Jr. Says, potential means you ain't done nothing yet. That means he should have not gotten that new contract yet. And the reason I want to revisit this, because I think we need some understanding as to why the Grizzlies invest this type of money into a player like that. Yes, it's potential. But the Grizzlies on the open market aren't going to get many pieces that are better. They can't. They can't attract free agents the way that big markets can. So
bird rights and the collective bargaining are almost fixed for them to be able to keep those players. So you have to try. And then if he is a bust or it just doesn't work out and you have to move on, you eat the money. You swung and missed.
You think about these small markets. You have to build through the draft and through re-signing guys. And you can
really
say,
lucky with the second rounder.
You can say he was overpaid, and it may be possible by the end of this contract, we look down the road, and we may say, okay, maybe that contract wasn't the greatest, right? But you are banking on the fact that this guy, who already is a relatively productive NBA player, can take the steps at age 23, age 24. So
And if it maxes out on that potential, it's a steal.
And I think to say that you should not give a contract to a guy like that is oversimplifying the situation for a team like the Memphis Grizzlies.
I'll defend that contract. I'll defend them however it shakes out. If it ends up a disaster and he just can't do anything, he becomes worse than he is now. And I don't anticipate that happening. I will defend it to the end that they had to try it. And the money. Right. The money is shocking to all of us, but that's the marketplace of the NBA. And it's not our dough.
That it is what it is. You just have to. Using the word "have to" is strong, but you have to. If you're the Grizzlies, go pay a guy like that. You have no choice.
And if you get burned, you get burned.
The skill
and
set
you do it
is
the
unbelievable.
next time.
Yes, the next time you fall into the same thing.
Now the Lakers, no, that they're not operating under that.
They can go
Knicks,
sign whoever they want. In
Boston, they're not operating like that.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, right now they're not. They may next go around in the next 10-year tranche of history.
So Grizzlies versus the Heat, 7 p.m. in FedEx Forum on Saturday. We hope
it's
packed out. I'll try to make it there. I will try to make it there.
Bryant, you going?
Doubt it.
Okay.
Well, like the John Maney in our studio.
You couldn't even say try. All right, I got you. No, I hear you. But The question that came to me last night, watching sort of what Desmond Bain's been doing and everything else, when Dylan Brooks does come back, and we don't know when that will be, still dealing with a hand fracture recovery, how much more, and I want to pose this to the text line 901-360-8255, as well as you, Brett, how much more unlocked does the potential of this Grizzlies team this year become? If you have Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson Jr., Steven Adams, John Morant in the starting lineup, DeAnthony Melton transitioning to the bench and being sort of the playmaker for the bench group.
Here's my answer on the lock unlocked. I had 46 wins with him just kind of baseline Bain, just kind of
right.
What you see is what you get.
But
it could be 55 wins.
Desmond Bain has shown me so much through the early going. 19 points per game. Ja, by the way, 30.4 points per game, tied with Steph Curry.
At least
for the lead.
50 wins.
I'm going to hold out. I want to see how
you throw the high hard one at me and then you hold out? You go wait for more evidence?
I'm not going to.
Come on, Brian, help me out
here. I'm not going to say that they'll get to 50. I think that we have to see how Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bain coexist, and I think that's fair. I think Desmond Bain at this point has unlocked a new level of being more or less in the NBA.
What if the Grizzlies moved on existing without one, and that being Dylan Brooks?
Trade him for some pieces? Hey, I would not.
They like to deal.
Would I say Dylan Brooks is an untouchable?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. I don't think he's an untouchable by any stretch of the imagination.
There's
Only
one untouchable.
Two.
He wears number 12.
I think at this point 2 or 3. Jaren Jackson Jr. with how you just signed him, more or less untouchable unless the right price comes across your table, which I don't think anybody is going to give you the quote unquote right price. And I think Desmond Bain's getting there.
You hang up on anybody calling about Ja.
No, not even fielding that call. That's a dumb call. Don't make it. But again, Grizzlies at home on Saturday in the FedEx Forum. Mask mandate has been lifted. It's optional except for those ages 2 through 11, but they're playing the Heat there. Hope you can pack it out. We'll be giving out tickets here later in the show. Also, on the other side, Bruce Marshall joins us from the Gold Sheet. We're going to talk some college football. We're going to get some of his plays for the weekend right here on Sports 56 98.5.
Hey, Memphis, thinking about buying a truck or SUV? Then come to the Sunrise Truck Corral. Want a red truck, black truck, white truck? How about a blue truck? Black wheels, chrome wheels. Come to the Sunrise Truck Corral. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cab. Want a lifted truck? Come to the Sunrise Truck Corral. Want a diesel? How about a gas engine? Ford, Dodge, Chevy, Jeep, GMC, Toyota. We got them all at the Sunrise Truck Corral, the only dedicated truck lot in Memphis. Can't find a truck you like? Call, click, or come in. We'll find you the dream truck. Sunrise Truck Corral, Old Hummer Building on Highway 64 in Bartlett. We make it fun to buy a truck.
Attention foodies, there's a great new place to eat in a great restored building. South Hall Cafe is now open for breakfast, brunch, and lunch in the former Tobacco Corner. Chef Jesus Ramon is creating classics from scratch with a twist. Enjoy all your favorites, including the best cheese grits in the South, a full bar, an in-house pastry chef, catering, online ordering for curbside or delivery, and a covered patio with live music on the weekends. We're open 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. weekdays and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. on weekends. South Hall Cafe, corner of Poplar and Mendenhall.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you pay a big repair bill on your existing heating and air conditioning system this year? Is your energy-guzzling heating and air conditioning system on its last leg and you think it's worth nothing? Good news, it's buyback days at Conway Services. We'll buy back your repair this year up to $1,500 toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. That's right, we'll buy back your repair up to $1,500, even if we didn't do the repair. Just show us your repair receipt from any company and we'll buy back that repair. If you didn't have a repair bill this year, we'll give you up to $1,500 trade-in for that old energy-guzzling system toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. When air conditioning systems get older and inefficient, the cost of repairs and higher utility costs almost pay for a new system. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company today, and the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I got him on the line, Jeff Allen, the king of happy at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
Hey folks, need a new ride that gets 41 MPG? 2021 Kia Forte, $249 a month. 2021 Kia Rio S hatchback, 41 MPG, only $258 a month. Plus a 2022 turbocharged Kia Soul, ready for that road trip at $267 a month.
Plus, you'll always get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program. Remember, Forte $249, Rio $258, Soul $267. And don't sell your trade till you check with us.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 72 months at 2.9%, $29.99 down payment. Forte, ME 409-215, MSRP 19,335. Rio, ME 427,894, MSRP 19,755. Soul, N 7808-276, MSRP 20,615. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Must finance through Kia on low APR. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/21. Dealer stock only.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show. Right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
Hour 2 is here on Sports Time on Sports 56 with Gabe and Stats. AutoZone listener line 901-360-8255. Get in the zone. AutoZone, continue to join the show. Tell us everything about Grizzlies. If you have some questions or some games that you want us to run by Bruce Marshall, let us know. Also, watch us live, message us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and at sports56whbq.com. Just got off the conversation about the Grizzlies. Want to make sure later in the show, keep those ears open. We have 2 tickets to give away in this hour to whatever caller that we decide is going to get them. So keep those ears open and call in whenever we give you the cue. But without further ado, let's bring in our friend from the Gold Sheet, as we do every Friday, Bruce Marshall. Bruce, how are you?
Hey, Gabe, pretty good.
Hey, Bruce, glad you're with us. And before we start breaking down games, let's get on that coaching carousel a little bit. Bruce, you're always plugged in with great sourcing, especially when it comes to the left coast and SC. Right now, who do you think's the leader for the USC job?
Well, they keep talking about James Franklin, Brett, although that might be cooling a bit because Franklin's stock might be going down a bit after Penn State has been fading. New name to watch is Mel Tucker. He's showing up at SC. He's showing up at LSU on the radar there. I think most people in L.A. don't think Luke Fickell is going to leave Cincinnati, at least most clear-thinking SC fans. Because even though he has a connection with A.D. Mike Bond, who hired him at Cincinnati, the thought is that Fickell is not ready to leave yet because his wife doesn't want to leave with the kids going to school there and certainly doesn't want to have her kids living in L.A. I can't blame her. Here's the name to watch. Lane Kiffin is sniffing around from what we hear, and I know they fired
tried that once before.
Well, they did, but yeah, that was the previous regime.
Right.
That was Pat Hayden. He's gone right now, and any lingering anti-Jimmy Sexton sentiment they might have at SC.
They better get over that.
I know. They think Jimmy, hoodwinked him a bit with Clay Helton. But I don't think that's impossible because I'm pretty sure Lane's sniffing around from what we hear, and Jimmy can make something happen.
There's a common denominator here with Mel Tucker and with James Franklin and with Lane Kiffin, and it's at Poplar and Ridgeway. It's Jimmy, and all he did with Clay Helton is he advocated for his client, and they agreed to every semicolon of it. Bruce,
they did. He told them, you do this, or Clay's got something else cooking, and that was, I think, when Memphis had the job open after Fuente left, and they blinked at SC. And I don't blame Jimmy at all for doing what he did.
He did his job,
but Jimmy did his job like he always does. But I think after a while, SC began to think that Pat Hayden didn't do his job. Nonetheless, Kiffin's interested in LSU maybe too. So Let's just keep an eye on that situation. We know, like I talked to Jimmy out this morning down in Baton Rouge. You guys know Lane too. I mean, he's sniffing around like an elephant will sniff around for a peanut. I mean, if there's a job to be had, he'll sniff around. So keep an eye on that.
And that's a name.
He's got to keep winning.
That's a name I brought up from the very beginning. How viable of a candidate do y'all think Chris Peterson is in that job?
It's possible if he wants to get back in the deal. Now, Peterson does have he has a special needs son, I believe.
Okay.
And that might have had something to do with why he retired a bit early.
Mm-hmm.
They'd want to have the proper medical situation. I know UCLA at one point was interested in Peterson, and he thought about it, but decided not to. I think he'd be a home run for USC. But again, here's the thing. I mean, you got to find someone who wants to live in LA now. And I'm telling you, that's going to turn a lot of they don't care if it's SC or not. That ain't a really good place to live right now.
It turns their staff against it because it's so expensive to live and it's very difficult.
That's the one where people bring up Luke Fickell. As a West Coast guy, he's an Ohio guy, Midwest guy, born and bred.
Yeah. Yeah, and he and his wife they got it great in Cincinnati now.
Yes, they do.
He loves shoveling snow on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, but they got 5 or 6 kids in school there now, and I don't think they want to move them. And his wife probably wouldn't.
Going to a power conference.
I will tell you, the one wife who would go to L.A. is PJ Fleck's wife. I will guarantee you that. But he's got to keep. I don't know if he's won enough, but that's a real. If Minnesota closes the season fast, I know he'll throw his hat in the ring, and his wife will make him do it. So that's one thing you got to think about too.
Bruce, you know L.A. well, and there is a bigger. You have to have a stronger appetite for it now more than ever. Is that accurate?
Yeah, and I don't know. You're right, and it's. I mean, the sticker shock there too. I mean, going there to live, it's expensive, and just being there is you drive to work someday and you see all the homeless people living under the freeways. That wasn't that way when I was there. It's that way now, and you're going to have to live. You're not going to live by us. So you're going to live further away. It's going to turn people off, and it's not. L.A. proper is not the recruiting hotbed it used to be.
You have told us
California
before.
Still is.
You've told us before. You were born in L.A. and I think you told us you were born same day, same hospital as Belinda Carlisle of the Go-Go's.
Yes, I was.
She's going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend in Cleveland. You know that?
She didn't invite me. I know that.
She didn't invite me either, Bruce, I must say. I like Belinda Carlisle. It was really easy on the eyes in the 80s and 90s. And I like her artistry, like the Go-Go's. Got some songs on my iTunes. Belinda Carlisle going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the equivalent of Mike Gallegos going into Cooperstown.
Yeah, there you go. And Queen of Angels Hospital, there you go. Right in L.A. Hollywood.
What the hell you got to do to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Have 1 or 2 good songs?
Well, I guess that's 1 or 2 more than I've got, but I guess they're taking. They got a liberal policy there, I guess.
I mean, did you ever think the Go-Go's were Rock and Roll Hall of Fame material?
No,
okay.
I didn't.
I didn't either.
More power to her. She's in.
Yeah.
Everything falls under the category of rock and roll, doesn't it, nowadays?
I think it does, and I love that Todd Rundgren's going in this weekend. He told him to stick it. He's not even showing for the ceremony. He's playing a show in Cincinnati instead.
There you go.
All right, to the games. Big Ten East this weekend have two matchups. Let's start with the lesser of the two. Number 20 Penn State at Ohio State. Sean Clifford says he's 100% now. Can Penn State put up a fight in this one?
God, I don't know, Gabe. He can say he's 100%. I'm not sure that matters. I'm not sure how good that
Says he is.
That's the question. He isn't playing defense, and Illinois kind of abused them running the ball last week. They have lost a lot of altitude since that quick start and the quick finish last year. They're hitting Ohio State at the wrong time. Although James Franklin hasn't been embarrassed against Ohio State ever, they've usually put up a pretty good fight, and you're paying a premium for Ohio State. It's up like 18.5 now. And they're going to offer more resistance than some of these teams that Ohio State's been beaten up. And Ryan Day is stepping on the accelerator, and I know Stroud is a lot better than he was in September at quarterback. I did write this week about a game many years ago in 1964 when Penn State went into Columbus, and one of the most shocking results of my lifetime. And they shut out a Woody Hayes second-ranked Ohio State, Rip Engel, Penn State. I would read that article. Franklin should, to his team to motivate them, but I don't think it will help. I don't think he will, and I don't think it would even help. 42-17 Ohio State. I think Penn State's going the wrong direction right now.
Real quick, I've asked everybody this question because of the Illinois-Penn State madness last week. How do you like the new overtime rule?
I like it. I don't know why they have to make it a 2-point conversion. Why not make it one?
Right.
I mean, really.
Yeah.
So what? If it's just
you
one,
can make it.
It's penalty kicks.
They could
basically
make it 6. They could make it 10 points. Whatever. I mean, I think it's okay because I think that you don't want to see these things go 7-8 overtimes. Though we ended up seeing one go 9. But last week, I think it's okay once you get to the third to start going for the conversions right off the bat.
Let's stay right there in the Big Ten. The big one in East Lansing, Michigan. The Wolverines, number 6 against number 8. Jim Harbaugh against Mel Tucker. We said it earlier. It's so fun when Jim Harbaugh loses.
It is, and he might this week. I'm not sure how good either of these teams really are. They really haven't. Wisconsin is the best team Michigan's beaten, and Wisconsin, has not been great. Michigan State, I guess Miami is the best win it has had. It's going to start getting tougher for these teams starting about now, I think. But Thorne at quarterback has given Mel Tucker something this year, and Walker, the transfer from Wake Forest, has been a great revelation running the football. It's a better team than it was last year. Now, they went into Ann Arbor and won last year in that mini Big Ten season when nothing really went right for Michigan State, and that was sort of unfair for Tucker or any coach who began last year in a condensed season. It was bad enough last year with all this going on. And these guys in the Big Ten, Mountain West, Pac-12, in a condensed early season like that, it was really tough. So you're seeing what Michigan State can do this year. D'Antonio really had a good success against Michigan through the years, and I'm not buying yet on Michigan all this stuff. You give them Tennessee's schedule, they got 3 losses right now. So we're taking Michigan State 24-23. A little bit to the Spartans tomorrow, and a slight upset at East Lansing.
So Iowa, who we thought could possibly be a college football playoff team earlier in the year before the loss to Purdue, is playing Wisconsin, traveling to Wisconsin. The total's 36.5. Bruce, you could tell me it was 14, and I'd say under.
The temperature's 36.5 as well, Bruce.
But Wisconsin, 3-point favorites on this one, and Iowa's 9th in the nation.
I don't know why Wisconsin has to be favored, Gabe and Brett. And you mentioned that total. That looks like an NFL preseason total, but it might be too high, the way these teams play. Iowa's got some limitations. If there's a narrow line they got to walk with some mistakes, they can't make any. Petrus isn't a quarterback to play from behind. Their pass defense was really shredded by O'Connell and Purdue in the game they lost a couple weeks ago, which was kind of a stunner. Mertz and Wisconsin aren't going to be able to do that. I don't think this is a great Wisconsin team, though they beat Purdue last week. They caught Purdue at the right time. Iowa's defense, I think, can handle the Wisconsin power game, which hasn't been quite as good the past couple of years as it has been. Mertz is more likely, I still think, to make mistakes than Petrus, and Kirk Ferentz has a very good record on the Big Ten road. I think they go up there and win. 21-13 is our score forecast for Iowa, which I'm very surprised is an underdog this week.
Iowa over Wisconsin. Wisconsin trying to close strong. All right, let's go to the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, and it's all I'm ever going to call it, Bruce. They can refashion it. They can repackage it to get together, sing along, whatever it is. It is the WLOCP in Jacksonville, the way it should be. Who do you like in that game?
I don't like Florida right now, and I wonder if it keeps going the way it has, and they have found ways to blow games. And, oh, by the way, just a note, when I was overseas a couple weeks ago, they had the Florida-LSU game on TV live in Switzerland with an Italian announcer. So that's a new experience.
That would be fun.
But if this goes and that defense doesn't tighten up, that was a horrific defensive display.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Mullen throws Todd Grantham under the bus at the end of this year. If they end up losing 5 or 6 games this year, he's going to have to do something, and I think that's what he might do. This is just my thought, unless they can turn it around real quick. I don't know that they can. Juggling your quarterbacks this time of the year, generally not a good thing to do. But it's different with Florida. It's not like Georgia because Daniels has been hurt, and I think Kirby's probably sticking with Stetson Bennett again for a couple of reasons. One, he operates this offense just fine, and this game last year, Bennett got hurt, separated his shoulder on a touchdown pass to Jack Saint, who broke his leg on the play. Now, even on a good play last year in this game, it turned out bad for Georgia. It's also the last game Georgia lost. So there's a big revenge motive in this game for Bennett and for Georgia. And Kentucky, Florida, whether it be the defense falling apart or all those mistakes and penalties on the offensive side a couple weeks ago at Kentucky, they're finding ways to get beat. 32-13 Georgia. Don't forget, in 1980, the last time they won a national title, this was the Lindsey Scott game, and this is where they really, made the move for the, biggest game of the national title year. So that hasn't been forgotten in Athens either.
So I love telling people that was Lindsey Scott's only touchdown reception of the year that year.
Yeah, immortalized by Larry Munson.
Sure was.
So any surprise, there's a couple of games, and we'll get to them right here in a row. Mississippi State at home versus Kentucky. It was a pick-em at first. It's moved to Mississippi State favored by 1. Is there any surprise with that one? Also, another home sort of line, Auburn up 3. I think it's up to 3. It was 2.5 for a while over Ole Miss. Any surprise with those lines at all?
Both of them surprise me. I don't know why Kentucky shouldn't be favored here. Last year, now this is a home team series, though. The home team won and covered 6 straight. So that is working in Mississippi State's favor. But last year, Mark Stoops so confused Leach's quarterbacks. Costello was never the same after that. And Rogers had problems as a freshman last year. They had 6 picks in that game.
Yep.
And they lost 24-2. So Stoops completely won the chess match last year with Mike Leach. They're not flashy, but I love Rodriguez running the ball. I love this defense. They played Georgia, I think, better than anybody's played them thus far. I think they go in there and win. 24-17 updated score forecast for Kentucky. And Ole Miss, I don't know why they're a dog here. Auburn, which Bo Nix shows up? The good one showed up last year at Todd Hemingway. When they
sure did. He was the difference in the game last year in Oxford.
Yeah, but that's the thing with him. It's a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Half the time he doesn't. I mean, he got pulled about a month ago in the game against
Good
Georgia
Bo,
State.
bad Bo, they used to say.
Yeah, and listen, it was sort of a subdued effort for Ole Miss last week. But I think it was important that the Rebels don't have to go out and score 45, 48 points to win now. They can win a game like that, 31-17. Some of the transfers are helping out Durkin's defense. And Corral, here's the difference between last year. All the picks last year, you threw 2 bad ones in this game last year. He threw 14 all total last season. He's only thrown 1 thus far this year. So it's a more careful, more calculated Matt Corral. I think Ole Miss wins it, 31-24. Lane Kiffin gets the big one over Brian Harsin down at Jordan-Hare tomorrow.
That will be fun. Tomorrow night, that action starts right here alongside Eli Savoy. I will be with him starting at 4 o'clock on the Ole Miss pregame show. Richard Cross doing football in Philadelphia tomorrow. He's doing the Temple UCF game. Is that right?
I'm checking them.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. All right, Bruce, last week you were great with the Gold Sheet key releases. Give us one or two of your favorite games.
All right. Conference USA and the Sun Belt, who have got this shooting war going on now as a repercussion. This is the distant repercussion of Oklahoma and Texas moving and this domino effect, and now they're poaching each other, teams from the league. So one from each. Terry Bowden has won 2 in a row as a big underdog with ULM. He's getting almost 4 touchdowns against App State tomorrow. His quarterback, Rogers, has been great running the Rich Rodriguez offense. I think that's too many points to give Terry Bowden and the Warhawks tomorrow, so let's take ULM in that one.
Wow. Wasn't ULM season total at 1.5?
Yeah, he's blown past that already.
Man.
Yeah, great job. This reminds of his first year at Auburn. Nobody saw that coming in '93, and they went 11-0. They were on probation. The other one in Conference USA, UTEP is at Florida Atlantic. Dana Dimmel deserves an invite to the White House for getting this team 6-1 and bowl eligible before Halloween.
My gosh.
Right? And they're the 9th-ranked defense in the country. I think the people at the NC2A are checking their arithmetic. Is this possible? But they're slowing the pace. And Willie Taggart, FAU, under 12-4 since he took over last year. They got this total up there almost to 49. That looks too high. So I'm going under the total, UTEP and Florida Atlantic tomorrow. And beautiful Boca Raton.
The under in UTEP and FAU. You hit that last week. I got a friend of mine that wants me to ask you about this game. I told him it was a cry for help. Wyoming at San Jose State. San Jose State -3. Any thoughts, Bruce?
889-9789.
Yeah, under. Like we thought last week with Wyoming. This would have been the next one I would have mentioned. They could have played 8 quarters against New Mexico. They wouldn't have gotten to 41. I think the same thing applies tomorrow. You watch this Wyoming offense. Craig Bull runs a Nebraska offense from 1970. I swear to God, because that's his roots. You can't believe how conservative they are. And he's juggling his quarterbacks now. I think his job might be in trouble unless they get some. They didn't score. They scored 3 points at home the last 2 weeks combined against Fresno and New Mexico. This game is played in the teens tomorrow, so it's an under at San Jose.
So I'm curious about this one in the AAC. SMU ranked 19 going into Houston. It's a pick 'em. Do you have any lean on that one?
Yeah, we leaned to SMU. We thought they could go in there and win. By the way, watch out for Sonny Dykes. He's getting mentioned for Texas Tech. So that could come up, but where his dad used to coach. But Mordecai is the real deal. And I think this is the spot SMU could do it. Cincinnati's still got to play both these teams.
Right.
So, this is the winner of this one's going to be the main challenger to the Bearcats, and I have a feeling Mordecai putting up those numbers. I joked up there. I do a show in Norman, and I said, if you had Auburn fans up here, they'd be wanting Lincoln Riley's throat like they are at Auburn for Malik Willis leaving, for letting Mordecai leave and do all the things he did at doing it for SMU this year. He's putting up some huge numbers. I think SMU wins. Gold Sheet key release.
Bruce, give us your favorite NFL game. You're 11-3 this year on Friday afternoons with us on NFL. Heck, we might need to be picking more NFL. Give us your best NFL game.
Patriots. I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think Bill Belichick is doing a fantastic job again. They could have beaten the Bucks and the Cowboys in recent weeks. You saw what they did to the Jets last week. Mac Jones is coming on really good. They're running the ball with Damian Harris. I'm not quite sold on the Chargers yet. I know they've been off good, but they had that bad game at Baltimore. They are not stopping the run at all, and Harris is going to help out. And I think Mac Jones is moving along really nice on the rookie learning curve. Belichick plus the points. He's 19-9 his last 28. The last decade as a dog. I'll take the Patriots at the Chargers Sunday.
Yeah, and Mac Jones is starting to play relatively well, and not relatively well, but very well. Probably the best of the crop when you're talking about rookie quarterbacks. But, Bruce, where do they find more of you?
Thanks, Gabe. Check us out online, goldsheet.com. We got all the games there. We got also picks, baseball and hockey and basketball. In fact, Gold Sheet basketball. We're doing the NBA games now and college hoops in a couple weeks, I guess. Goldsheet.com. My picks are. They're also at Vegas Insider and DonBest.com.
He's our man from the Gold Sheet, Bruce Marshall. Bruce, thank you so much.
Good luck, Bruce.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you this weekend, Bruce Marshall, for sure. This weekend, we're going to need plenty of great food around to watch all these games, and I know where to start. Two great places to start, either the new Collierville Commissary at Houston, Levy, and Poplar, or the original in Germantown. If you're craving the easiest way to order, an easier way to order, start your order at commissarybbq.com or text commissary, 2 M's, 2 S's, commissary, to 33733. And then you know what you get. You get that Memphis-style barbecue. Memphis-style means slow, and it means delicious, and it means great. Authentic Memphis-style great food from Walker Taylor and his great team at either place, the Collierville Commissary at Houston Levy or the original in Germantown. The original in Germantown, it started the fascination. It started the great food like the barbecue nachos. That's where they were invented, and that's where they are still produced so great by this commissary team in Germantown. The tamales, the barbecue nachos, like I mentioned, you could get those for your entree. Get them for appetizers, have them for everybody around watching games, enjoying all the fun stuff this weekend, like the World Series, like the NFL on Sunday, like the Grizzlies on Saturday night. It comes with all the fixings, beans, slaw, deviled eggs as well. Don't forget the party packs, 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-packs, all at the commissary. Save room for dessert like the outstanding banana pudding, the lemon icebox pie, 901-754-5540. Online at commissarybbq.com in Collierville and Germantown. Both places so good and all weekend long. Hit them up a couple times at either place, the new Collierville Commissary at Houston Levy and Poplar, or the original in Germantown.
When we come back, want to continue the college football conversation. College football playoff meeting will take place next week on Wednesday and Thursday. A lot of things have come out. Ross Stellinger had a great report on SI about it. We will discuss that when we come back. Also, the Conference USA is trying to realign, and they're picking some football-only schools. And the Sun Belt has added another team as far as their conference is concerned. We'll be right back here on Sports Time with Gabe and Stats.
Hey, this is Eli Savoy. Greg Gaston and I have moved. Instead of Sports 56 middays, we are now Sports 56 mornings. That's right. Join us every morning from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. Roofing and siding, gutters too. We're the pros you can trust to get it done right. Call on us. 5-Ash Roofing, the name to know. 5-Ash Roofing, the only way to go. 5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. 5-Ash Roofing.
Is that not the corniest thing you've ever heard? Can you believe I paid good money for that silly jingle? Well, the experts say make it memorable, and I think I got my money's worth. 5-Ash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5-Ash Roofing, 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
The Relax at Home sale's going on now at Family Leisure. Enjoy a game of pool. How about shuffleboard with friends and family? Relieving aching muscles with full body massage chairs. They're the coolest. Chill out and watch a movie. Or the big game in style with the new theater seating. Also on sale, we got spas and saunas and patio furniture. It's the Family Leisure Relax at Home sale. Going on now, I-40 and Winton Road. Family Leisure. For family and fun, come together.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. When was the last time you had your heating system cleaned? How about a safety inspection? Right now, Conway Service is offering our 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-Up on your heating system for only $69. That's right, for only $69, we'll come out and perform our 16-point energy-saving Super Tune-Up on your heating system. Plus, we'll also include a complete safety inspection with our state-of-the-art camera system, making sure your heating system is safe to operate this winter. Plus, we'll include a carbon monoxide test on your heating system, all for only $69. You can have the peace of mind knowing your heating system is safe and ready for those cold winter nights. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company at 384-3511. That's 384-3511. And call this week and ask for the early bird special, and we'll perform your heating system tune-up for only $57.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today. Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Sure thing. We can help you replace those wipers. If yours are squeaking or streaking, it's probably time. We've got a wide selection of wipers that can stand up to any weather, including the right ones for your make and model. We've even got more ways to get them fast, like our next day delivery or free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easier. Restrictions apply.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
So I posed a question earlier to the AutoZone listener line, 901-360-8255, about Dylan Brooks coming back. What does that mean for the Grizzlies? And we have a bunch of people saying the exact same thing. Ron has said it. We have a bunch of other guys saying it. Wayne has said it. Playoff team. That's the concept here. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I promised. I'm going to give out 2 tickets to go see a playoff team right this second. And we're going to do it for the first caller. First caller. 901-360-8255. First one who hits up Bryant Dacus will get the tickets, and he will handle that, and you'll come pick them up. It'll be all handled. Now,
901-360-8255. It's that easy.
Yeah, just one call, first caller.
That's easier than FanDuel on any team scoring.
I think we already have our winner. Shout out to the winner. Now,
way to go.
Continuing this college football conversation, college football playoffs. There's going to be a meeting to take place next week on Wednesday and Thursday. And obviously it's the 10 conference commissioners and Notre Dame AD Jack Swarbrick.
Boy, I'd love to be in
And
there.
they've had a lot of back and forth over the past few months about 8 to 12 teams. What are we going to do with the Rose Bowl, the media rights partners, on-campus games, blah, blah, blah. They think that those 3 things, Rose Bowl, media rights partners, and on-campus games, are resolvable issues at this point. But at this point, 3 or more executives, the ACC is the notable one that has made themselves known, want an 8-team format over a 12-team format. Now, Ross Dellinger from SI reports that a 12-team playoff would generate $450 million in additional TV revenue in 2024-2025, and an 8-team would not generate any additional revenue because it does not create more inventory. Now, through all these talks, Brett, I think money has always been the top of conversation. I don't know why these 3 commissioners are changing their tune about money playing a part in the college football playoff now.
What do you think the leverage play is?
I'm confused by it.
Here's what I think it is. I think they're holding out for everything being at larges.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Suspected it at SEC Media Days when the A&M or when the Texas OU news broke, was told that.
So what about 12 teams if it's all at large? Do you think they jump on board if that's the conversation that arises?
I think so, but the Rose Bowl is always the recalcitrant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the granddaddy.
I think you're going to have to promise the Rose Bowl this every year the finals are there.
Every year.
Or something really close to it. Their standing in the game is big enough that they can demand it. Now, who would blink? What if the CFP said we'll go on without you, and they have. The Rose Bowl has not played as the final since the CFB. It's been the semis because they don't want to move off January 1.
And it's still consistently watched, like it is a
Huge
national
numbers.
championship game. So I would imagine, yes, they would want that, but I don't know how big of a conversation that is. I had gotten used to the thought of a 12-team playoff. 6 teams that are conference champions, the highest-ranking conference champions, 6 at-larges. I think that's fine. 8 I'm okay with as well. That seems like it would be straight-up at-larges. 8 at-larges. I just don't know why they're turning away from that additional TV revenue, those 3 executives or ADs or commissioners at this point. It seems
I don't
like
think the money's going to go down, and they can wait it out, and you're going to even have newer money like Apple and things like that out there.
Well, you get that just about either way, but $450 million in 2024 and 2025 would usually drive the conversation straight to 12 teams.
It should. It usually would, but I've said from the beginning I thought they would walk the complete length of this contract before they did much. They're not going to throw many years away.
How much do you think the extra game aspect of it comes into play as far as player safety? Do you think they even give that much of pay that much mind?
I sadly don't, because if we were really concerned about player safety, Gabe, we would be talking about going back to an 11-game schedule and getting out of these Charleston Southern and Presbyterian and matchups like that. Right. Because a devastating injury can happen there, and if it can't happen to you, it can happen to them, like happened to the poor youngster for Southern University several years ago against Georgia.
There's a play here, and I'm not completely sure what the play is, but 8-12, I just can't imagine. For most of the people in that room makes that big of a difference. Besides, the people that want the 12 will get an extra $450 million worth of revenue, and that seems like it would move the needle enough for everybody to join on board. Now, everybody in that room, the 11 people in that room, have to vote the same, or it does not get passed.
Oh, you're right. It's going to have to be unanimity.
Yes, and we haven't gotten there yet, but if they don't get it done by next week on Wednesday and Thursday, it could basically be delayed all the way till 2026, where we expand the college.
What do you
football
think
playoffs.
some of those breakout, meet for breakfast, get over in a corner with 2 or 3 meetings are going to be like? Because also what's going to be, it may not be on the docket, it may not be on the agenda of the formal meeting, but the side sessions on. Can we get OU in Texas in here sooner? Can all these other conferences start merging people in sooner? It is a big, transformational, historic week for college football. I would love to be down there and just could sneak into every room.
Yep, and we've already had the AAC get their 6 teams. The Sun Belt continues to add teams.
They've got 26 teams.
Who are you talking about?
It feels like they've added 26, don't they?
The AAC?
The Sun Belt adds new teams every day.
Well, it's 4 that they're aiming for, and they're joining like one. I mean, it's one every 2 days, basically.
And
Southern Miss,
USA,
Old Dominion have joined, and then yesterday, Marshall joins. And I think the Sun Belt's putting themselves in such a good position. They are.
The Sun Belt's had great leadership, and I've thought for a while that was a football league that people needed to recognize. And they've lost out this year with Coastal Carolina. But here's this:
they're getting their respect now, though.
Did you see the announced attendance last night at the Coastal game?
No, I didn't. Bad.
11,000
for a ranked team. For a ranked team,
it's got some staying power now.
For a ranked team, and they're new to 1A, brand new.
Very new. Yeah,
brand new to 1A. That's bad. That's terrible. And you can fault the AAC. I think a lot of people, hey, go get Coastal, go get Marshall. That's not. You want really Coastal 11,000? That's nothing. Yeah. And the other sports, nothing. It's just not there. But they're still waiting, the Sun Belt, on James Madison. James Madison's still deciding if they want to move from 1AA FCS
I think
to
they're
FBS.
waiting to get through the Virginia governor's election because the governor has a prominent role in signing off on all that.
Yep. Was it Marshall yesterday who got a new president, and that's why it was delayed? Or am I thinking of James Madison? I think Marshall was waiting on their new president to be sworn in.
But JMU had sat out there for a long time, really comfortable with the FCS level, like Villanova, wasn't going to do it. But, Georgia Southern made the move. Georgia State made the move.
Do you think North Dakota State can ever make that move?
I think they probably could easier than some that have done it.
And that's
but they're comfortable.
And they're in North Dakota.
Yeah.
Not much. I mean, they have done a
they
good job.
They already can't get anybody to schedule.
They've done a good job in that market, but that's not a market a lot of teams or a lot of FBS.
But nobody wants to play them.
A lot of FBS conferences would want. No,
a little bit
absolutely
like
Montana.
Not.
They beat Iowa. They went in and beat Iowa. They play close with anybody at the FBS level. Power 5, Group of 5 doesn't matter, and they'll beat you.
I would never.
Some Big
12 teams.
I would never schedule North Dakota State or James Madison for that matter. South Dakota State. A lot of those teams from Missouri Valley are just very good, and people. I would stay away from them if at all costs. You brought up the Conference USA. They've obviously lost everybody at this point. Did you see who they're in talks with for football-only schools? This is how bad it's gotten for them. UConn and New Mexico State. Whoa.
When you call it UConn about football.
Oh. And what was the play with UConn?
It's an enticing team.
Of course.
I need to know the enticement.
Love UConn.
Yeah.
I love UConn hoops. Love what Jim Calhoun did there.
Explain to me why jump
Give me the enticement, Bryant. I mean, it's got to be bags of dough.
I mean, I've got
Brinks
perfect
trucks.
Incitement. It's an automatic win for every other team in the CUSA.
Okay. Yeah, I feel that. It is.
But you got to go up there every now and then and play. Gabe, did you play there?
Yes.
Well, I'm told the locker rooms.
High grass, old stadium, cold, nothing enjoyable about it, but we did win. So I guess that was enjoyable.
Yeah, well, you got your win. There you go, Bryant's right.
Bryant, you are correct.
Way to go. Way to go, Bryant. What were the locker rooms like?
Awful. Concrete.
Worse than the Ole Miss visiting locker room?
No, I hate to say it, but not that bad.
Okay.
They were older and uglier, but they were
showers.
Ole Miss. Worst one ever, Bowling Green. Bowling Green. Those guys need to get a new stadium.
Is that like group shower, one shower, like six shower heads out of it?
There was probably 8 working shower heads at Bowling Green for however many guys we had on the 65 or whatever.
70.
Yeah, and it rained that day, and it rained the day we played them, and all of the water leaked into the locker room and just destroyed our pads. I mean, we had to put
all your street clothes were wet?
Everything. We had to put everything on soaking wet that day. So when we were getting on the bus, soaking wet clothes, all that. It was disgusting.
But you know what? For a win, it didn't make it – it wasn't that bad, was it?
No. Well, if we would have lost, that would have been miserable. And it was close. That was a close game. Bowling Green was very good at that time with Dino Babers. They had it figured out. But as far as UConn is concerned, what was the play getting out of the AAC to go independent for a couple of years to keep your football program around and then jump in the CUSA possibly? What was the long-term play here?
I don't think they really had a plan. I think
that's sad. How do you?
That's the definition of winging it, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, Bryce, you've tapped into the mindset of the UConn AD's mindset. Tell us.
Well, was there something with the Big East? Was it something like that where the American didn't want them to just be a football-only school and go to the Big East for basketball? That's the only logical explanation I can think of why they went independent for a couple weeks. Yeah, or a couple years.
Yes, but you didn't have to jump out of the AAC. AAC is a good enough basketball school. I mean, basketball conference.
Yeah, but put yourself in the mind of UConn.
They're not.
They never liked being
basketball
AAC
from a monetary standpoint.
Even
not
they won
moving
it
the
that
needle.
first year.
But basketball from a monetary standpoint is not going to move the needle for you.
But the historic of the Big East, they love
it.
That.
Is.
I guess.
And they miss Madison Square Garden.
I guess, but it was winging it. I agree with that. And as an AD, I don't know how you put yourself in that position because it would make sense if you were defunding the football program to eventually get rid of it. But it doesn't seem like that's the case. It seems like they're trying to keep it around and keep it in the Conference USA.
look, this weekend, I know people are going to be out and about. Get down to All-Star Chevrolet tomorrow afternoon, or right now. You still have time before they close today. That's where all the Chevys are. The showroom, it's full. New Tahoes, new Silverados, All-Star, they have them all. All the best right there in Olive Branch, right off Highway 78, Kraft Goodman Road, first exit as you enter into Mississippi. A lot of new Tahoes, the new Chevys, plenty in transit. You can claim yours now. You can order what you want today, and it'll be here soon. Remember, it's not South Haven. It's not the Pike. It's not Mount Moriah. It's not Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch. If you want a certified pre-owned Chevy or you're looking for a specific pre-owned car or truck, ask for Kevin. Ask for Jeff. Ask for anybody that's a part of that great sales team. They'll find it. They'll get it here for you, and they'll do it fast. If you want to sell any car, truck, or SUV, All-Star will buy it, even if you owe money on it, even if you didn't buy one of theirs, even if you're not going to buy one of theirs. They like to say, bring your title, they'll write you a check. Find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch, or see them online all the time at allstarautogroup.com.
Real quick before we end the hour with a little bit of World Series and MLB talk, Pete Thamel coming out with a report right this second saying the MAC is exploring potential expansion. The teams that they are looking at, Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky. We're going to need a flow chart for all of these moves. We're going to need something. Somebody going to take care of it?
And the kickoff date, and that's what I say, man, the breakout conversations next week will be priceless.
It is headed that direction. It is a monumental time for college football, college athletics in general. NIL this year. We've had the transfer portal do some things to it, and now realignment because of Texas and Oklahoma leaving the Big 12. But when we come back, we're going to talk some Game 3 of the World Series tonight. It has transitioned back to Atlanta. It should be a decent pitching match tonight.
In Atlanta
tonight. Ian Anderson going for the Braves tonight. I think they have a pretty good chance. He ended the season pretty well. But when we come back, we have some MLB and some World Series talk right here on Sportstime.
You have opinions?
Well, you gotta have an opinion.
We want to hear them. Call or text us on the AutoZone listener line at 360-8255. That's the AutoZone listener line at 901-360-8255.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
There's a lot of things to like about October. The cooler weather, football, the start of basketball season, and of course the Memphis Zoo's Zootoberfest. Zootoberfest is now one of the best things to look forward to every Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in October. Guests can purchase a commemorative stein to sip beer while they enjoy a fall afternoon at the Memphis Zoo. Just $12 while supplies last. Refills only $6. Must be 21 or older to purchase. It's Zootoberfest at the Memphis Zoo every Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 5 in October.
It's time to call Doug and Colin Brown for your house. Looking to buy or sell a home in Mississippi? Rely on Doug and Colin Brown, $1 Million Realtors at Regency Realty in Mississippi. This father-son combo will help you find your next dream home. With decades of experience, Doug and Colin Brown put honesty, integrity, and clients first. Call Doug and Colin Brown in Mississippi at 901-598-9168. Regency Realty, 901-350-5050.
Working at Gateway Tire is not just a job, it's a profession. They're looking for career-minded people who want to advance their career in the auto industry. With 5-day work weeks, paid vacation, insurance, 401k plans, and much more, you'll enjoy their hometown approach to customer service. Come by and make Gateway Tire and Service Center the right step for your career.
At Gateway Tire, we go the distance for you.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Encore,
Corky's is your home for authentic Memphis barbecue. Our dining rooms are open, or stop by our speedy drive-thru. Order your party packs today starting at only $5.99 per person.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
World Series, Astros Braves tied 1-1. The series has shifted to Truist Park in Atlanta. Beautiful ballpark. I want to go see that at some point here, Brett.
I do too.
But tonight, going for the Braves, Ian Anderson. Going for the Astros, Luis Garcia. A lot of the Astros fans, even though they took Game 2, thought that Luis Garcia should probably go then, considering he's probably the best they have for the rest of the series as far as starters is concerned. And this is the thing we talked about yesterday. Pitching down the stretch of this series is going to be the most interesting storyline with the lineups and the way that these teams have been hitting.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to have a single anybody, either side will have a starter that goes out and has anything approaching a complete game. You would almost sign up for five and a third from a starter now, wouldn't you?
Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, yes. I mean, it just eat up innings at this point. And I would
then
imagine
you can turn around and use him again in spot duty.
I know that in the World Series, when you're playing meaningful games like this, you need to have a quick hook with guys when they start getting giving up hits and everything.
Dig a big hole.
But what I saw the other night with Brian Snitker keeping in Max Fried sort of shows me that Game 3, Game 4, how quick are you with the hook? How do you balance that?
About as quick as I'm going to be with the new function on Twitter for listen up its Twitter Spaces for audio on Twitter.
You just not finding that one?
I just saw the function.
Oh,
no thanks.
No, and remember they had the stories too. Twitter stories.
I don't need.
I don't. No, I don't.
I didn't know what that source was when it popped up.
I have participated one time in a space. One time. And
that was all you needed?
That's all I needed to know.
That was like my 2 hours on Instagram summer of 2014.
I don't want to trash them too bad because I think there's some people that do good work on them. You get some inside information from certain people, but they are a little overused. There's people.
You think
doing
anybody's
spaces.
doing it live from the battery also, right now in Atlanta?
I would imagine, yeah. Why not?
That looks fun there, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Atlanta's tapped into it. Proud franchise. I'm for them.
The stressful thing with those spaces is when you have 8 people talking at the same time. It's never good. Mute your microphone. If you're
like us when the equipment's not working right.
Yeah, exactly. No, but they have in a lot of these baseball towns, they have unlocked some good things. And in St. Louis, they've done a great job with Ballpark Village and all of the new development.
And Baltimore really started. They really started at Camden Yards and so many places. And then what John Henry did with Fenway and made it, Nostalgiaville.
And I don't know if you can call all of them success stories when you look at Chicago and the Cubs. I think they went all in on the surrounding of the stadium.
It might have been too successful.
They tried, but they went all in on it, and then the team failed. So, not failed. I think they get back eventually. But they went all in on that and couldn't spend money on players.
The only time I went to TED, I never went to old Atlanta, Fulton County. I went to the TED, and boy, it just wasn't a lot around the TED. I mean, it was that kind of KFC on the corner and
I
ballpark.
I went there. I've been to a few ballparks growing up. That was always every summer. Family, me, Alex, and my dad would go around and visit a ballpark that the Cardinals were playing in. I've been to what's it called? Cincinnati,
Great
Red
American
Stadium.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
Yeah, I don't know how impressed I am with that one.
Gabe, I came home and I said, it's not Great American. It's just good American.
Yeah, it's fine. I have no issues.
Their Hall of Fame's incredible, though. They nailed it on their Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
except for one notable exception. There's not a mention of Peter Edward Rose in the whole building.
Well, yeah.
It's like he never existed.
Yeah. Yeah, and my dad's a huge former Reds fan. Obviously, big Cardinals fan now, and he has his thoughts.
When did you go to Cincinnati? We might have been tracing around same time.
Let me think. It would have been 2007, 2008. Around.
I was there 5 or 6.
But the thing about Great American, built right there on the waterfront, on the riverfront,
beautiful setting,
looks like it would be incredible.
It does.
And then you get in the stadium, you're like, it's okay. I mean,
it was kind of like the first time I walked in the Pyramid. I went, okay.
Wrigley was a good experience.
Oh,
I'll give Wrigley a good experience. Just from the
New Pittsburgh, which is not new anymore.
I haven't got to see it. I haven't been there.
Going across the Clementi Bridge. I mean,
I've
it
told
broke
you
me down.
San Francisco.
It's the best. It's my favorite.
It's not even close. It's unbelievable.
Drew Barrett says the Rockies. He went a couple summers to Denver.
The worst one of them all, and I don't think it's even close, is the Oakland A's.
That's what Dave says. Dave says it's a lot of concrete.
It's concrete, and it is bad, Brett.
Pretty dismal.
Nothing worth it.
And
Angel Stadium's okay. Angel Stadium's okay.
It was the house of champions in the 70s with the Raiders and the A's playing in that place, and right by it where Golden State and Rick Barry won in 75.
Speaking of the A's, they lost their manager last night.
Bobby Melvin. That's going to be hard to come up with the A's manager when we play name the manager.
Padres nailed it, though.
How come the Cardinals couldn't do something aggressive like that?
Why
do we have to settle? Why are we a little Punch and Judy team?
I'll say this, Brett. You look at that roster for the Padres, you could attract a lot of people. And I think Bob Melvin, he saw that roster and he said, there's no way.
Became Bobby Melvin.
Can't fail. But he's been a manager of the year 3 times now with the Padres. He's been with the Mariners. He won 93 games with the Mariners. That's tough to do.
He did?
That's tough to do. He's been with the Diamondbacks. He was good with the A's. He's one of the.
So we're going to go back to guessing Ken Maka or Art Howe as manager of the A's when we say manager
over
of the A's.
1,000 wins, but I know he saw that roster and said I had to jump on this. But when we come back, we're going to switch gears, get back to some college football, talk with Drew Barrett from ESPN Fort Smith, talking Razorbacks, SEC, maybe a little bit of Tigers, right here on Sportstime.
Hi, I'm Troy Fivesh, owner of Fivesh Roofing. Sunday, today and today only. And for the first 50 callers. These are things you will never hear me say in my ads. Because if you're honest, sincere, and knowledgeable, you don't need fast-talking, high-energy, gimmick-promising advertising to get someone's attention. Speaking of that, how do you think companies can offer huge rebates and giveaways when you use their services or products? By overcharging you in the first place. That's how. 5S Roofing doesn't operate that way. It's misleading and dishonest. When I provide a customer with the best products and the best service, and I do it for a fair price, why would I need gimmicks? Best products, best warranties, and the best service possible. That's all we offer. Well, that and financing. 5S Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. 5S Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
5S Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete dental service, vaccinations, preventative care for fleas, ticks, and heartworms, and just about any needed surgical treatment. And did I mention that we treat cats and all types of exotic pets? We are the newest member of the Barks family and the newest, most high-tech veterinary hospital in the Mid-South. Located directly across the street from Barks and Recreation, we are a full-service hospital with a fantastic, experienced staff. If you're having problems getting a timely appointment at your current vet's facility, we are here to serve you. Call us at 901-979-8888. Barks and Medication. Excellence in veterinary care.
I got him on the line, Jeff Allen, the king of Happy at Gossett Kia, South Mount Moriah.
Hey folks, need a new ride that gets 41 MPG? 2021 Kia Forte, $249 a month. 2021 Kia Rio S hatchback, 41 MPG, only $258 a month. Plus a 2022 turbocharged Kia Soul, ready for that road trip at $267 a month.
Plus, you'll always get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program. Remember, Forte $249, Rio $258, Soul $267. And don't sell your trade till you check with us.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 72 months at 2.9%, $29.99 down payment. Forte, ME409-215, MSRP $19,335. Rio, ME427,894, MSRP $19,755. Sold, N7808-276, MSRP $20,615. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695. Must finance through Kia on low APR. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/21. Dealer stock only.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you pay a big repair bill on your existing heating and air conditioning system this year? Is your energy-guzzling heating and air conditioning system on its last leg and you think it's worth nothing? Good news, it's buyback days at Conway Services. We'll buy back your repair this year up to $1,500 toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. That's right, we'll buy back your repair up to $1,500, even if we didn't do the repair. Just show us your repair receipt from any company and we'll buy back that repair. If you didn't have a repair bill this year, we'll give you up to $1,500 trade-in for that old energy-guzzling system toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. When air conditioning systems get older and inefficient, the cost of repairs and higher utility costs almost pay for a new system. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company today, and the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wollo said hello.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56. This hour is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
Our friend Drew Barrett from Northwest Arkansas at ESPN Radio in Fort Smith on the Razorbacks, on the SEC. We'll get his thoughts on his Tigers during this open date. We'll also may venture into the iTunes game for the first time in a long time. Everybody be on blast out there. In the listening audience, we want yours as well when I throw out the letter and the number. We get to all that. But first, we got to get to FanDuel. We know it's a big weekend in the NFL. The NFL approaching the halfway point. FanDuel Sportsbook, they have a little something different to offer for this Sunday night in the matchup of Dallas and Minnesota, because FanDuel is giving new customers 25-1 odds on any touchdown scored in the game. Brett Norsworthy here for FanDuel, and I'm just going to say that means you can end the NFL Sunday night by winning $125 on a measly little old $5 bet. Let's not overthink this. Ezekiel Elliott. We know he'll get in that end zone. Number one rated sportsbook app in America, easy to use, safe and secure, fast payouts. Now accepting Venmo. And how fast are your payouts? 2 hours. It's your money. You've won it fair and square. They're going to get you paid in as little as 2 hours. See for yourself why FanDuel is America's number one sportsbook. Sign up for promo code CASH this week before the Sunday night matchup, and you can win $125 on a $5 bet. Remember to use promo code CASH so they know I sent you exclusively on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. New users only. $10 first deposit required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max bonus $125. Bonus for Tennessee users fulfilled in site credit within 72 hours. Tennessee site credit expires 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789. This hour of our show brought to you every day by the great people at DeSoto Auto Sales, and they're so proud to serve DeSoto County and the surrounding area at DeSoto Auto Sales at 5704 Goodman Road 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto County for that town and country experience you've come to know, love, and trust. All the cars test-driven, all checked out bumper to bumper, thoroughly examined. You'll be treated like family by a kind, courteous staff, laid-back atmosphere. But they know we live in a world today that time really matters, and they want you to enjoy the ultimate car experience and come back. And that's why they keep it so simple, 45 minutes or less. Paperwork completed, test drive a car, credit approved, you're gone in your new car in 45 minutes or less at DeSoto Auto Sales on Goodman Road. Come on down to DeSoto County for that town and country experience at DeSoto Auto Sales.
We bring on our friend Drew Barrett from ESPN Fort Smith, talking Razorbacks, SEC, maybe a little bit of Tigers as well. But I have to start here, Drew. Did I really hear there were 12-minute quarters in the third and fourth quarter against Pine Bluff?
Yeah, there actually was.
Who worked that out? Was that Pine Bluff asking for it to be shortened, or?
I think it was a combination of both teams. Sam Pittman going up and saying, "Hey, we're up 45-0 at half."
Oh.
I don't want to get my guys hurt. We got state coming up in 2 weeks, and I'm guessing Pine Bluff is works for me. Because you can do it as long as both teams agree to it.
You know I lost my mind over it Monday, Drew, when I heard about it.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Really thought it might be the big. In fact, ever since then, I've had kind of a dull headache, and I think I burst a blood vessel.
No, seriously.
Well, next time I talk to Sam Pittman about it, I'll be sure to forward your complaint on to him and say that you caused.
And I love Sam Pittman.
But
if you're playing teams like that, you don't need to be playing them.
That is true, but ultimately, you say that, but then at the same time, everybody's been asking the University of Arkansas to play in-state schools for since D-Day, actually. Because I did the pregame and I had to double-check. This was the first time since they stormed the beaches of Normandy that the University of Arkansas played an in-state opponent.
Played Monticello, yeah.
Yeah,
Monticello.
exactly.
How's Monticello's football program doing now?
Well, it's good, but it plays at a much different level than even UAPB does.
What level is it at now?
They
Division
were
two.
old. Yeah, they were old AIC. Okay. What league are they? Are they in the Gulf South, Brian?
No, they're in the and now I can't think of it. They're in the same conference as Henderson State, Ouachita Baptist, Harding, all those
there you
schools.
Go.
Good football, but really small football.
Yeah.
Gabe, I'll give you $5 or buy you a beer next time I'm in town if you can tell me Monticello's mascot.
The
Boll Weevils.
The Boll Weevils. The Boll Weevils.
Come on.
No, Drew, I owe you a beer.
I didn't say a word, Drew. What are you talking about?
I owe you a beer.
Next time we're all together, I buy all y'all. You, Bryant, Drew, Gabe, and anybody that comes with us, I'll buy the beer. All right, Drew, where are the Razorbacks? I say they should. I joined you guys this morning. I told your host and your friend and colleague Tommy Kraft, the Razorbacks are having a good year. The Razorbacks are good. They just have to close strong.
That's really the thing, right? You just got to close strong, got to finish well. Otherwise, that season, the month of September, will be just basically a mirage, a fluke, and people still remember it fondly, but if you have as bad of an October as you did, and then you followed up with a not-so-spectacular November, I mean, in the words of the late, great Frank Boyle, they remember what you do in November. So finishing strong here will be
let me go, Coach Sproles, real George accent. They remember what you do in November.
Even better. You do it a lot better.
And Houston Nutt could do it better than anybody on earth.
I'm sure he could.
Drew, you go ahead, my bad.
I was just going to finish up. The main thing is you got to be able to not only win games, but you got to look competitive. You can't get blown out by State or LSU. Now, I don't think anybody's expecting Arkansas to put up much of a fight against Alabama, but you got to be competitive. If you do end up dropping one of those games, all right, it's not the end of the world. But, good Lord, it will be the end of time, especially with this Missouri team, if you lose that one Friday after Thanksgiving.
So, one guy that I watched a couple of weeks ago when Arkansas was playing Auburn, Traylon Burks. I have fallen in love with the guy. I think he's fantastic.
He's the best. He's the best offensive player in the league.
What do you think about him at the next level, though? How do you think he can fit in?
Are y'all there? I think I might have lost you.
Yeah.
We were asking about Traylon
Burks. How, as far as next level goes, how well do you think he can fit in?
Oh, I think he can fit in very well at the NFL. He's a playmaker, right? He's a guy that you got to get the ball in his hands, and I think it's forced having that playmaker on the outside has really forced KJ to become a passer, right? If you didn't have the guy like Traylon Burks, I'm not going to say once in a lifetime. That might be a little bit of a over exaggeration type of talent, but a great talent, a guy who I think it would be foolish if 32 NFL teams, they let him drop out of the first round. But when you have a guy like that, you have to get him the ball. When he plays wide receiver, you got to be able to throw it. It helped KJ's game. It helped really open up that offense. But the things that he does, it has just been incredible. I mean, when he gets the ball, and especially when you have him out in open space, the way he's able to avoid tackles, make guys miss, and just extend plays.
He's like a big-time running back.
Oh, he really is.
And a gamer, like against whoever they're playing. It does not matter who he's matched up against. It seems like he's going to win his one-on-one battles and at least put the offense in a good position when no one else can. And that's the thing about him that against Auburn, I was just so impressed about.
Yeah, he had a good game against Auburn. Unfortunately, not enough other people did, especially on the defensive side. But it has really been phenomenal to watch him up and close in every week this season.
Now,
the Razorbacks have definitely made improvement, and they have the open date this week, and then at home against Mississippi State, in Baton Rouge against LSU, at Alabama against the Mighty Tide, and then that game against Mizzou. Drew, I'm not calling the Arkansas upset of Alabama. I'm just going to do this, and this is not Monday at 4:45 for college football extreme overreaction. I'm saying Alabama loses somewhere again before this regular season ends.
Oh,
whoa!
That's a big statement. All right, mark the tape. Mark the tape.
This is the first time I've heard this. We're going to have to get this.
It is the first time, and
I think
they're good. There. I think they're good, but some of the Alabama gettability that did not manifest at all when I saw them against Ole Miss, I've seen it in the loss at College Station to A&M. I saw it a little bit through three quarters against Tennessee last week, Drew. I'm not calling a Razorback upset there, but Iron Bowl on the Plains, it's in play. It always is.
Oh, it definitely is, especially in a rivalry game that means as much as the Iron Bowl. And you think about this right now, right? You know, going into this big matchup with Ole Miss, Auburn still controls its own destiny. Auburn doesn't need anybody else to do them any favors. If they win out, they're going to Atlanta. And that's crazy to really think of, you know, especially when I think back and look at some of my notes from, you know, July. I thought that it was crazy that some people were picking Auburn to finish as high as 4th or 5th in the SEC West. I thought that Bo Nix and this Auburn team were going to be bottom dwellers. I thought it was going to be a terrible first year for the new head coach.
Let me tell you what you do with those July notes. Don't reference them, burn them, and hope the listeners have amnesia and forgot you said all that stuff.
Oh, Brett, you know they never do. They always remember the things we get wrong, never the things we get right.
Very true.
Now, you've seen both those teams, though. I'm going to put you on the spot. What do you think that game looks like this weekend in Auburn?
Well, we talked about it today, just due to the fact that, you know, Arkansas is on a bye week, so it's allowed us to kind of talk and open up more about the rest of the SEC. I think it's going to be a great game. Obviously, we had Brett on this morning to talk about it. I truly think Ole Miss is a team of destiny right now. Just the way that offense is clicking, and when you think of Lane Kiffin offenses, you think of through the air, you think of flashy, but the way that they've been able to get the ground game going, and then also the fact that they actually have a defense this year, I think is incredible. The main thing is you can't let Bo Nix turn into a pocket passer. You've got to get him rattled. You got to get him on the move, because if he sits in the pocket like he did against Arkansas, he's going to find people. And ultimately, if his receivers can be a little bit more consistent and, you can make sure that they left their stone hands at home that day, they've got a pretty decent passing game. So
they hadn't called a cold before they played at Fayetteville, and then they called everything.
Oh, yeah. That was the most shocking thing of that game was, how the heck are they catching all these passes? I've seen them week in and week out just drop everything near them. And then it seemed like between every play, they were going and getting stickum on their hands.
All right. Real quick. I guess this is a hard one. But Kentucky or Ole Miss, more likely with a window open right now this second, we've been talking about it all week, to the college football playoff. Ole Miss, definitely a harder schedule down the stretch. Kentucky, relatively easy. I mean, you got Mississippi State, you have Tennessee. More likely to be in the college football playoff, Ole Miss, Kentucky.
Oh, man, that's not only high, but that is definitely hard, because, like you said, Kentucky's schedule just leaves the door open to finish 11-1.
Yep.
Georgia's, who knows? Georgia stumbles here this week against Florida. Somehow, heck, Tennessee gets the better edge of them in Knoxville in a couple weeks. I don't see it happening, but if it did, it wouldn't be, that eye-opening.
Could even squeeze in as a 4 seed.
I love these conversations this year, because the parity is finally there. You're going to have a newbie in the college football playoff. It's inevitable.
But, guys, this conversation in 3 weeks. Do y'all know how foolish this can look?
Oh, it will. It ultimately always does, because that's exactly what we always do. We find the little darlings. We attach ourselves to them, say, this is the year. Mark Stoops is going to do it, or this is the year.
I'm okay to look foolish.
And they go to the Dukes Mayo Bowl.
Hey, it wouldn't be the first time any of us look foolish. We're good. We can handle it.
It's definitely not going to be the last. Gun to the head, if I had to pick Kentucky or Ole Miss, I would take Ole Miss. Honestly, just due to the fact that they're more battle.
You're such a big fan, too.
Yeah, it's hard. Those words were hard for me to swallow there, but just because they're so much more battle tested against the SEC West, and it always feels like whoever comes out of that West is the predominant favorite when you get to Atlanta, and then if you can get through the Atlanta game with a win, who knows?
We also could look up in about 3 weeks, and the SEC West was a big overdone pile of nothing.
Possibly, but I think it'll still chalk it up to they're just destroying each other. It just keeps when you have that many powerful teams, somebody's got to lose. They're just beating up on each other instead of the rest of college football.
All right, guys, Georgia untouchable or not? I think offensively, I'm confused by the conversation around Stetson Bennett and JT Daniels. A lot of people think Stetson should keep the job because he sort of carried it through. JT's had issues with injuries and everything else, but he's more talented, no question. I'm confused with Georgia because offensively, I know they have some hosses up front. I know they can run the ball relatively well. They don't have to put the ball in the air that often, and that defense is unbelievable. But that offense just does not do it for me yet. And I know they can put up points to a certain extent, but I don't know if Stetson is the guy that can get them exactly where they want to go as far as a national championship this year.
Well, when it comes to the Georgia quarterback room, I think I'm going to take the five-star recruit and the guy who played at USC over the president of the Pike House.
Me too. Every time.
Stetson Bennett. You got to take the talent, regardless of how well he's maintained.
Great Pike rush chairman, but I don't need him in a college football playoff game.
But the conversations from Georgia alums, from guys that have been on good Georgia teams, saying that Stetson should be the guy just is bizarre to me. David Pollock.
And remember, this time last year, who didn't play very well in the world's largest outdoor cocktail party? Stetson Bennett.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did it. I think JT gets the job and deserves the job. I just think he's just way more talented. Now, luckily, for everybody that's on the Stetson Bennett side of this argument, JT gets injured so much that there might not even be a debate. Who knows? I mean, JT Daniels could go down there, first play, tear an ACL, and, all this time we've been debating really doesn't matter. Right?
You got to have somebody in.
Does it really matter who you
got to have somebody in the armpit.
Yeah, I
you got to have somebody warming up in the armpit.
I have to say, down the
That's
stretch.
right. You got to have somebody in the arm barn.
See, what's the name? Arm barn. Arm barn. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Down the stretch, do you guys fall into the narrative you need a guy at the quarterback position who can go legitimately win you a game? When you get down to the nitty-gritty in the playoff, when you're playing teams of that caliber,
they
you
don't
need
beat
a guy
Cincinnati
that you can
in the
rely
bowl
on.
game last year without JT Daniels. They don't win that game with Stetson Bennett, Gabe.
I'm there. You have to have a good run game, of course, but at the same time, I think you need to have an arm that you can go rely to win a game.
Yeah, go win
that
game.
I'm gonna disagree with you guys. How many games did A.J. McCarron and Greg McElroy really win you?
Different. It's different now, though. It's different. Alabama has transitioned too, and that was a different.
Well,
that was a different time in college football.
To TJ Ridley.
And AJ he was solid from the pocket when they gave him a chance to throw the ball. He's still kicking. By the way, still kicking around the NFL.
Manager.
He's still kicking around the
Which
NFL.
Is shocking. I noticed that a few weeks ago. I said, how the heck is he still in the league?
If A.J. McCarron is a game manager, Stetson Bennett's a step below game manager.
Yes.
Throwing 11 passes in a game, I just don't know.
But I was answering your question.
Right. No. I hear you.
To win a national championship, I
like your answer.
If you have the pieces,
I respect it.
I like your answer. There's no need to raise your voice.
I'm sorry. Among friends.
You know I'm playing Drew. Drew Barrett, our guest, he was with us forever. He'll always be with us. But now he's part of the ESPN Fort Smith team and doing a great job with that. We're so dang proud of him. All right, Drew, what's your concern level about your Tigers?
It's concerning. Now, I did see Seth Hennigan's tweet about the return of the Jedi. Is that him saying that he's available back again, or what was the deep dive into the tweet?
That's the dive. That's the one. You got it. You figured it out. You broke the code.
I figured out the hidden message.
Yes, not so hidden message.
All right, good.
All right, now figure this out.
The thing about okay, go ahead.
We're going to go back to one of our favorite games ever that we used to have. We called it the iTunes game. Bryant, get your music ready. Gabe, get yours ready. Listeners, we want yours. Whatever music you have out there, here's what we're going to go to. L4. L as in.
Are we doing
songs,
albums, artist song? What are we doing?
Songs.
L4.
And the fourth song you have.
L4. And if anybody has, well, you're not going to have Hanson and Umbop on the L's.
This is great. You guys are going to make fun of me. This is awesome.
All right, go ahead, Gabe.
You know what? I don't know if I can do this with Drew on the phone. I don't know.
You can.
Lady Gaga, Just Dance.
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
Oh, I love it.
Gotta love it.
Brian did not love it. He drew yours.
All right, I'm scrolling here. L4, we say? That would be Last Mango in Paris by Jimmy Buffett.
Attaboy. There we go.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Brian?
Mine is The Last Farewell, the Elvis Presley version.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, you just dropped the nuclear warhead on us. I mean, I feel like everything else was mild. Mine, I mean, I set it up intentionally with L4. My favorite Stone song ever, Let It Loose by the Rolling Stones.
Oh,
that's a great one.
So all right, cool. Great.
So we all say face by nobody having Umbop by Hanson.
No, I had Lady Gaga. I don't know if you could call what I
got Lady Gaga. No,
Save face. I don't know if we could call what I just said save face, Brett.
I got Born This Way on here.
Great song, by the way.
Great song.
Fantastic
Great
song.
Drew, you have a great weekend. Where are you tonight with the Springdale Bulldogs?
Tonight I'm on the way to Bentonville.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Gonna be
home of Walmart, right?
Yes, home of Walmart. I've driven by the original Walmart in the downtown next to the Walmart Museum.
Nice.
Doesn't look that exciting of a place, but
it's a Walmart.
I haven't been in it.
It's a Walmart.
Only about $40 billion in acquired net worth was made there.
Oh yeah, and trust me, everything in Bentonville it seems it revolves around the Waltons, whether it's the streets or You drive any big house you drive by, there's a plaque that says home of such and such Walton, descendant of, the Mr. Walton type of thing. And
Oh, yeah.
it's crazy. The money in Bentonville with the Walton family, it's a good chunk of change.
And they have some good football too, right? I don't know how they're doing this year, but usually.
Yeah. They're just on par as they normally are. Let's just not to talk bad about the team that hates me, but let's just say there's probably going to be a running clock the second half, and I'm going to get home pretty early.
All right, I hear you.
Well, be safe.
Drew, we appreciate you, man.
Be safe, buddy.
Hey,
Thank you, Drew.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'll talk to y'all next week.
You got it, man. Have a good one. If you want to follow Drew at dbarrett36, and also you can hear him every day, ESPN Fort Smith. He is the halftime co-host and the Morning Rush producer there at ESPN Fort Smith. Always fun to catch up with Drew. Love catching up with Drew.
It sure is.
Now, when we come back, it is officially time for our first National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast. We'll get to that right here on Sports 56 98.5.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hey, Mid-South. It's time to get your Mitsu on at Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike. Want great mileage at a great price? How about 43 MPG in your new 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage, $179 per month. Get more standard equipment than Ford Escape or Mazda CX-5 in your 2022 Eclipse Cross, $279 per month. Need My Pilot Assist? We Gossett in new 2022 Outlander at $319 a month. And get our stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So hurry to Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Mirage Eclipse, 84 months at 3.9% APR. Mirage MH010713, MSRP 17055, 3100 down. Eclipse NZ09209, MSRP 26470, 5150 down. Outlander NZ023516, MSRP 29445, 84 months at 4.9, 4500 down. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/21. Dealer stock only.
Testing? Hey, can you hear me? You can? Well, if you enjoy hunting or shooting, how important is your hearing? If your kids hunt and shoot, how can you protect their hearing? Well, the guys at Tactical Guns and Gear in Collierville can get you set up with a silencer for your rifle, handgun, even your shotgun. I promise they'll get you on your way to a much more enjoyable shooting experience. They have more silencers in stock than you'll find anywhere, and so much more, all in one stop. Save your hearing while you still can. Tactical Guns and Gear, Highway 72 in Collierville. Can you hear me now? There's a lot of things to like about October. The cooler weather, football, the start of basketball season, and of course the Memphis Zoo's Zootoberfest. Zootoberfest is now one of the best things to look forward to every Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in October. Guests can purchase a commemorative stein to sip beer while they enjoy a fall afternoon at the Memphis Zoo. Just $12 while supplies last. Refills only $6. Must be 21 or older to purchase. It's Zootoberfest at the Memphis Zoo every Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 5 in October.
Looking for some action? Sports gambling is legal in Tennessee. Action247.com. Local, legal. A sportsbook by Tennesseans, for Tennesseans. Go to Action247.com. Register and place your bets. Are you a sharp or a first-time bettor? Action 24/7 has you covered. Visit us online at Action247.com. Local, legal. Action 24/7. You got action.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-889-9789.
Friday football forecast from First National Bank and Trust, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. Real estate isn't something you purchase or develop or desire. It's something you appreciate, respect, and know. With real estate, there's no gray area. You either know it or you don't. First National Bank and Trust, a proud division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas. They've known it since their beginning in 1886. Clients depend on First National Bank because they know real estate. Brooks Winchester, Curtis Gentry, Bill Samish, and many more can assist you in your acquisition of that hunting land, farmland, a construction project. Let First National Bank and Trust make your dreams a reality. 775 Ridge Lake Boulevard, Suite 140 in Memphis, 901-498-5763, or the office in Collierville, or online at fnbtmemphis.com. For commercial real estate, residential construction, or recreational and agriculture financing, let First National Bank and Trust help you. They're a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, where I have had an account, been a friend, and been a customer my entire life.
And we are so proud that First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas, now with the West Tennessee, Shelby County presence, as First National Bank and Trust. You heard the offices, the office on Ridge Lake, also the office in Collierville. They exemplify stable, secure, solid, reliable, and they are the model of consistency. The picks this week, we start with the Michigan State game, Big Ten, and it has a huge local impact. Kenneth Walker from Arlington High School, the Wake Forest transfer. Gabe, I've said for years now, since he won the Outland Trophy, that the most decorated football player ever from Shelby County was Barrett Jones.
Right.
Kenneth Walker win the Heisman Trophy.
No, there's no question. There's no question. And he's got a lot of winning to do. That Michigan State team is going to have to win down the stretch for him to be considered.
He's right at 1,000 yards, 997 for the year. I've heard so many people, how did all the area too? How did Tennessee and Ole Miss and Memphis and the Razorbacks all miss out on him? Not only did you miss coming out of Arlington going to Wake Forest, you missed when he got to the transfer portal.
And I keep telling people this. At Wake Forest, I mean, was not all that great. Didn't do anything all that explosive. 579 yards his 2 years there.
And isn't that the story of running backs? You just have to find that right place, don't you?
Yeah, and the Big Ten's perfect for running backs. You got to love it.
Big Ten's perfect. Michigan, a 4.5-point favorite on the road at East Lansing. This is go time for Harbaugh. I don't know if it's must win, but it's really up there against Mel Tucker, who started as a GA on Nick Saban, Michigan State staffs, and now really separating himself as a big-time head coach. I'll start it. Michigan State, they win, not just the point spread. They win straight up, 28-27.
I'm going to go the other way, and I don't know why I'm doing it. Actually, I do. I think that Michigan, as far as their trenches goes and the running backs they have, I think they'll be able to sort of impose their will to a certain extent.
You think just better players?
Michigan State, I have loved their story. I have loved what they've done all year, but I just don't know if they're as good as their 7-0 record shows. So I'm going to go Michigan minus 4.5.
Sparty or that helmet, Bryant?
I'm going to continue fading Gabe, and I'm going to take Michigan State.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Just continue fade and continue with the shade.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good. But hey, we have a lot of football games the rest of the year that we
cocktail party, world's largest in Jacksonville tomorrow, 2:30 on CBS. Last year, really everybody feeling the same way going into this game. This year, we were feeling this way last year, and here comes Dan Mullen and the Gators. This year, Georgia, 14.5-point favorite, 2:30 kickoff. I take the Georgia Bulldogs. They get there easily. 41-13, UGA.
Let's hear it, Bryant.
I'm going to go Georgia.
All right, I'm going Georgia. We're going to have a group lock there. I just don't know how Florida is going to be able to sort of bow up against them. I don't know if they'll be able to score all that much. Emory Jones, I like what he can do on the ground running the ball, but I think he's limited as a passer. I think Georgia takes advantage of that.
6-9 we are this year on group locks. We all take Georgia. I think pretty easy. I mean, it's got to be pretty easy with the point spread that big at 14.5. 6 o'clock ESPN game where I will be. We come on the air. I come on the air with Eli Savoy tomorrow for Ole Miss pregame at 4 o'clock. Kick will be at 6 o'clock right here on 560 and 98.5. Auburn minus 2.5. Auburn minus 2.5 on the Plains. Gabe.
I'm sorry to do it. I'm going Auburn minus the 2.5. I love them at home. I think Bo Nix has been playing a lot better last few games. I think they win.
Auburn, says Gabe Kuhn, laying the 2.5. Bryant.
I think Ole Miss has a lot of momentum after these past 2 weeks. I'll take Ole Miss.
Love it or like it, Bryant?
Like it, don't love it.
Okay. I love it. I love Ole Miss to win 35-24 over the Auburn Tigers. Have not defeated Auburn since the 2015 season. That was the same last week. Hadn't defeated LSU since 2015. Were able to beat LSU that year in Oxford, beat Auburn in 2015 on Halloween weekend. It was actually Halloween afternoon that day.
Part of what has sort of swayed me on this is watching Auburn on the road against Arkansas. I just think Auburn's a very balanced team this year. And if Ole Miss cannot contain Bo Nix and they let Jacquez Hunter and
Tank
Bigsby run the ball, I think that the Auburn Tigers win by 7 or more.
Here's one. I think it'll be a very 1990 type game. First team to 250 yards rushing, there's your winner.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair with Matt Corral sort of banged up.
College football lock time. Take any favorite out there you want. Bryant Dacus.
I'll take Oregon State minus 1.5 over Cal. Cal's played well, but they're 2-5. Oregon State has been playing great this year, so I'll take the Beavers on the road.
Shout out!
Pretty good season roll.
They are good. They're a solid team.
They just play 3 days after we all get finished with the weekend.
Yeah, and they're just no one's going to pay attention to Oregon State.
I mean, we get their final on Tuesday, don't we?
They're not a public team. People don't really watch Oregon State.
They're definitely not a public team. They're a very close-knit team, in fact.
Yes. My lock. I'm sticking in the same state. I'm going Oregon minus 24.5 over Colorado. Colorado's quarterback, Brendan Lewis, he's a freshman. He's a true freshman. Carl Durrell sort of gave him the keys, and he is just not that good. They can't score points. We saw it against Texas A&M. We've seen it the rest of the year. I don't believe in this Colorado team.
One of the mysteries of the college football season, that Colorado team that took A&M really should have won in one of the uglier games of the year, and then that A&M team beat mighty Bama. That's why I think there's one more stumble in Bama. They're good. I just don't think it's vintage. My college football lock, give me anybody against Vandy. Mizzou minus 16.5 over Vandy. Mizzou wins 48-10.
Hey, Mizzou, Vandy gets that run game going. You never know, though. Mizzou's run defense is, did you know it's 131 out of 132?
I didn't know there were 132. I thought we were just 130.
129 out of 130.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I didn't know it was that bad. Ooh. Vandy's not getting a running game going. I don't know how they get anything going. College football shock time. Even with the coaching change this week, Texas Tech just plus the 19.5. I'm not calling the straight up. I don't know how I get the 2 points, but I'll get my 1 point. OU wins 38-35 plus 19.5. Guns up. Red Raiders.
I'm going to go UCLA plus 6.5 at Utah. Utah 4-3 on the season. They've played a little bit better lately, but I like that UCLA team. I think Chip Kelly's building it back up.
I'm going to go Florida State plus 9.5 over Clemson. We know what's going on in Clemson. It's bad. I don't think Florida State wins, but I think they can cover.
All right, give me a little bit of credit. Miss bad on USC being in the college football playoff this year. I miss bad. I had Clay Helton in it, but I was one of the few that didn't.
What about Clemson? Everybody else.
I didn't buy Clemson, and I said I just didn't think they'd go 4 straight quarterbacks: Taj Boyd, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence to DJ. He showed me nothing last year, and it is proven to be true. So in that game, Bryant, is it your love of Mike Norvell and Florida State, or is it just you've seen enough of Clemson?
I think I've just seen enough of Clemson, and we were talking off there. It was kind of hard. I don't know about you, Gabe. It was kind of hard picking a shock this week in college football. So, this one I saw. And
past few weeks have been tough.
But, I mean, we don't know. Obviously, I'm sure they'll probably throw DJ out there again. But, pulling him last game, it's just, oof.
I just don't – the numbers that they continue to give Clemson,
yeah.
Every week I'd fade it. Just because I think that they're sort of riding on the fact that Clemson's a public team, and they're just sort of giving them the benefit of the doubt.
They're kind of the anti-Oregon State.
Yes, exactly.
NFL on Sunday, first game at noon on CBS. Cleveland minus 3.5 over Pittsburgh. Give me I'm staying with my Browns. 21-13, Cleveland over Pittsburgh.
Give me the Steelers plus the 3.5. Cleveland is struggling badly. T.J. Watt, if he gets after Baker Mayfield could be pulled very quickly. They have a good defense. Maybe they'll be able to bow up against the run. And not to mention, Steelers have unlocked a little bit offensively with Najee Harris. Give him the ball a lot. They figured it out 20 to 25 times a game. Go win the ball game that way.
Bryant?
I'll take Cleveland.
So we take Cleveland. Gabe takes Pittsburgh. 325 on Fox. TB12 minus 5.5 in New Orleans against the Saints. Gabe.
I am going to go ahead and take Tampa minus 5.5. Them or the Packers, I think, should win the NFC. I'm not going to change that now.
The site of his first Super Bowl win over the St. Louis Rams back at the Dome.
Mm-hmm. And also, Saints have relied on Alvin Kamara a lot, and I don't know if you can run the ball at all against that defensive front of the Bucs. I mean, Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, the front seven's unbelievable.
Bryant?
I'll take Tampa as well.
No group lock here. Give me Saints straight up. New Orleans, 31-27. Saints win. Mark Ingram gets in the end zone in his first game back with the Saints.
Do you think Jameis is going to have to pick up some slack, though, to be able to get that done?
It's clear he has to, and I think he will. I still believe
300-yard type passing game, 250 plus.
Oh yeah. He's going to have to do 250 for sure. NFL lock time. Give me the Rams minus 14.5 over the lowly Texans. Gabe.
My lock: Buffalo minus 14.5 over Miami. Miami's dealing with too much. You got the rumors about Deshaun Watson. Tua's losing confidence. Brian Flores on the hot seat, and Buffalo just coming off a bye week, 2 weeks to prepare. I just think this is going to be the easiest one on the board.
I'm going to go with Philly, minus 3.5 over the Lions. Don't have any reason why I picked this one. Just looked good to me.
Well, I've said it.
I like that.
If the Lions...
just truth in packaging right there.
I'm going to be honest. If the Lions can't win a game where they get 2 successful punt fakes and an onside kick that was successful, can they win a game?
It's a great question.
Right, I love the honesty. To heck with all the breakdown, to heck with all the analysis with paralysis, just I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I do like that. Give me your NFL shock. How do you feel there, Brian?
I'm going to take the Titans plus 2.5 over the Colts. They have a ton of momentum, and so I think they win it outright.
Okay. And Colts have some momentum too, though.
Yeah.
And that's a big. I stayed away from that one. I was thinking about taking that as my shock, but I just wanted to stay away because it's in a division and everything else.
The Titans in the Super Bowl preseason.
It's still on the table defensively. I think they need to bow up a little better, but it's on the table. My shock, I'm going Washington plus 3 at Denver. Denver just has looked terrible. I know Vic Fangio's coaching for his life, but
when you get the hook,
this is
we don't push.
3.5. Sorry, of course, 3.5. And I just have a feeling Ron Rivera is not gonna lose to this bad of a team on the road.
My NFL shock, I'm going to take Dave's Bears. I'm going to take, and I'm going to call them for this week.
There we go.
My Bears.
Really?
Can I do that?
Somebody text Dave. Let him know that.
Yeah, we're going to let Dave know
this is a monumental day.
Please let him know. I'm taking my Bears this weekend plus the 4.5 over San Francisco, and I'm taking my Bears straight up. They win 16-10. Jimmy G's done. I thought he was done on Super Bowl Sunday. I said he was going to be the new Rex Grossman. You don't get that close to winning it and not have some unbelievable scar tissue, and he's having it.
Yeah, and that is the Friday football forecast. There's a lot of, real quick before we get to the break and then crunch time, Brett, in college football and the NFL, I think more in college football, there is some very sneaky matchups this weekend that I'm looking at very closely. SMU at Houston. That's
Love that
one.
game.
I'm very curious about that.
It's Dana Holgerson time, isn't it?
Yeah, he's sort of redeemed himself this year, and he's got a lot of sort of senior leadership, and Clayton Toon's been there for a while, so he's finally got that going. North Carolina at Notre Dame. I'm not saying that it's completely going to be a close game, but North Carolina could press Notre Dame a little bit. Virginia at BYU. Virginia has the leading
the Bronco
passer.
Mendenhall Bowl.
He has the leading passer in the country in Brennan Armstrong, thrown for the most yards, and he drops back on every single play. Lefty slings it over top. And Jaron Hall for BYU has been pretty good at replacing my man Zach Wilson. Also, the last one I have to mention, Fresno State at San Diego State. San Diego State, undefeated.
San Diego State.
Fresno State, very good this year, beat UCLA earlier in the year. So those are going to be some late games to keep an eye on.
Great list of games. We'll pick the Monday night football game at 5:30 on Monday. But that's your First National Bank and Trust Friday football forecast, a division of First National Bank of Eastern Arkansas for real estate, commercial, ag, hunting, recreational. Contact them at fnbt.com or call them at 901-498-5763. We thank you so much.
Absolutely. We sure do. Now, when we come back, it'll be time for our official end of the week with Taco Bell Crunch Time right here on Sports Time. We gave him stats.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store this summer to check out tons of new products. Frontier added so many new items in their women's boutique. There are daily arrivals with thousands of on-trend tops, jeans, and pants in stock at amazing prices. And guys, Frontier's your #1 Carhartt store. There's no one around with a larger selection of everyday fits and workwear. Wrangler and Ariat clothing also available. Frontier recently remodeled their entire store and expanded the world-famous boot showroom. Now there are even more dress and work boots in stock. After Ariat boots, then you've got to check out Frontier. There are over 1,000 pair of Ariat boots alone, and thousands more in other brands such as Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, and Twisted X. As if the selection isn't reason enough, there's Frontier's low prices. Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so when you're ready for your next pair, you know right where to come. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
I got him on the line, Jeff Allen, the king of happy at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
Hey folks, need a new ride that gets 41 MPG? 2021 Kia Forte, $249 a month. 2021 Kia Rio S hatchback, 41 MPG, only $258 a month. Plus a 2022 turbocharged Kia Soul, ready for that road trip at $267 a month.
Plus you'll always get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program. Remember, Forte $249, Rio $258, Soul $267. And don't sell your trade till you check with us.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 72 months at 2.9%, $29.99 down payment. Forte, ME 409,215, MSRP 19,335. Rio, ME 427,894, MSRP 19,755. Sold, M 7808,276, MSRP 20,615. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Must finance through Kia on low APR. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/21. Dealer stock only.
Belly Acres' motto is City-Fied Farm Fresh. The goal is simple: provide a fun, unique farm-to-table experience for the whole family. Two great locations, Regalia at 6130 Poplar and in Overton Square at 2102 Trimble Place. Overton Square hours Sunday through Thursday, 11A to 9P. Friday and Saturday, 11A to 10P. Regalia, Sunday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Signature burgers are made from 100% grass-fed beef. Sandwiches, salads, and the best milkshakes anywhere. The burgers, so good, like the Dare Ya or the Double Dare Ya, and the melt in your mouth. And you have to try the Voodoo Moo Moo. It is the quality brand the Belly Acres team has developed using grass-fed beef with creative homemade toppings in a fun farm setting right here in the city. The goal at Belly Acres, to become even more sustainable as they grow. In Overton Square and in Regalia, the very best quality available in Memphis, burger shakes and smiles at Belly Acres.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We've all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, that's not possible. There are aerial pictures that can be taken every 4 years that can be used to measure most buildings, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof, or even if you need one, looking at pictures that could be 4 years old. If you'd rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, give us a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best service we know how to give. Fiveash Roof Services, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Gabe Kuhn.
Programming for over the weekend, I have to remind you, right here on these airways, 560 AM, 98.5 FM, you can catch our very own Brett Norsworthy and our very own Eli Savoy on the call on the pregame show for Ole Miss at Auburn. That game starts at 4 p.m. Sunday, we're going to have all the NFL slate that you can get. 12 p.m., we'll have Dolphins at Bills, Patriots at Chargers at 3, Cowboys at Vikings at 7. Then Monday, of course, we'll carry Monday Night Football, Giants at Chiefs. But it's officially crunch time.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This is for all the biggest crunch time. You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Goodbye! Hello, Haskins. It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
Looking for something new at Taco Bell? Try the original tacos meets the instant classic, nacho fries. There's bound to be some magic. Nacho fries are essentially building blocks for culinary imagination. Slightly seasoned, go with bold spices. Warm nacho cheese and sour cream, loaded taco fries are covered with seasoned beef, nacho cheese sauce, ranch, tomato, and shredded cheese. In short, the legend of nacho fries lives on.
What I learned today is that Roger Goodell, in the past 2 fiscal years, Brett, has made a whopping $128 million. He's the guy who said during the pandemic that they should cut his salary altogether. Now, $128 million over the past 2 years doesn't mean that he really got cut out of much during the pandemic. But according to the New York Times, about 90% of his salary is based on bonuses, and due to the work he led in helping iron out a new labor deal and a massive media rights package, of course, the TV deal, ESPN, ABC, Fox, CBS, NBC, Amazon, and NFL Network through the 2033 season for $100 billion. And also,
you could almost argue he's underpaid then.
And also the labor deal, getting the Players Association and the players to sign that, fleeced them.
He rolls them every time. I learned today the Grizzlies can do damage. The Grizzlies can be one of the top teams in the West. If you get Ja to play like this all year, which that would be extraordinary, but it's the MVP caliber play he's at right now. And then Jaren, live up to that P word, potential.
Yep.
And it's a loaded word in almost anything, especially after you start having years and years of it. Because at some point you got to cash that potential in. But the Grizzlies can do damage. I hope it's a packed, rocking FedEx for them tomorrow night for Grizzlies and Heat. Looking forward to that.
What I could have done without today is the continued bounce back, blowback from the Blackhawks situation with the sexual assault with their video coach, Brad Aldrich. Joel Quenneville, who was the coach for the 2010 Stanley Cup winning Blackhawks, has been officially relieved of his duties. He resigned from the Florida Panthers, who he's coaching. But he did know about the situation, didn't say anything, didn't do anything until the Stanley Cup run was over. And that's the reason everybody from that situation is out. So I could have done.
Did you see where they want his name, the one of the players involved's names taken off the Stanley Cup trophy?
Yeah, well, they want Brad Aldrich especially off there.
Do you think it should be
removed?
Erased?
Yes, you have to. With him, with sexual assault in that situation.
Let's take this up next week when we have a lot of time.
Yeah,
I'm going to make the difficult argument of no, and I said the same thing at the time about OJ's Heisman.
That's a tough argument. I will say that
he won that Heisman. a lot. Now we know a lot more, but still in that time, now one thing about the Chicago player, that was during the controversy. O.J. wasn't involved in a double homicide when he won the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lifetime before that. Remember this next week. We'll go here, okay?
We'll revisit.
Could have done without this, and I just couldn't stand him when he played. Go away, Greg Norman. We don't need you being the commissioner of the tour that's going to take on the PGA Tour. I couldn't stand you when you played. I loved every shot of your collapse that Sunday at Augusta National. I couldn't stand you when you caused President Clinton to hurt his knee frolicking around your swimming pool. I never liked you. Go away, Greg Norman.
That's tough words. I hear you.
I blame him for Bill Clinton hurting his knee.
Oh, my gosh. What we have to look forward to this weekend.
Whatever was going on that night.
I don't want to know. We have a lot.
Poolside injuries. I mean, it's always a lot going on, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot to look forward to this weekend, including the Tigers. I have to mention this sort of something I learned today. Jalen Duren, Amani Bates, and obviously Jalen Duren, I should have said. Amani Bates, Landers Nolly, Jonathan Lawson will all play Sunday against Lane College in the exhibition opener.
Do you realize this weekend and next that's it without college basketball to a champion's crown?
Mm-hmm.
We're getting there. We are getting there.
We have the full college football slate.
Oh, full college football slate. Watching Kenny Pickett, his Heisman Trophy candidacy, I think, is really starting to build. They play Miami. You mentioned San Diego State earlier. Great catch by you. The full NFL, the full NBA. Ole Miss and Auburn speaks for itself. We've talked a lot about it. I think OU's on upset alert. Do you?
I think every week. At this
they
point.
Always are.
It's just been uncomfortable every single time they've won this year. I know they're 8-0, but it has never really been that pretty.
And enjoy the boys of summer in the cold, wet rain in Atlanta all weekend.
Yep, Anderson versus Garcia should be fun. Also, keep an eye on this. Mikey Williams from Vertical Academy in Charlotte, 17 years old, signed with Excel Sports. With the agent and VP there is Matt Davis. Now he's signed with Puma. He's the first American high school basketball player to sign a deal with a global sneaker brand. I think we'll see a lot more of that with all of the followings they have on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter.
Wait till Arch Manning's NIL.
Oh, gosh, it'll be unbelievable. That's all we have for today and the week. Thank you to Alan Bell, Bruce Marshall, and Drew Barrett for helping us take it to the weekend. Thank you for listening all week. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. We'll meet you back here Monday.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
The Relax at Home sale's going on now at Family Leisure. Enjoy a game of pool. How about shuffleboard with friends and family? Relieving aching muscles with full body massage chairs. They're the coolest. Chill out and watch a movie. Or the big game in style with the new theater seating. Also on sale, we got spas and saunas and patio furniture. It's the Family Leisure Relax at Home sale. Going on now, I-40 and Wynn Road, Family Leisure. For family and fun, come together.
Whether it's Miramichi, Cherokee, Galloway, or any of the numerous courses around town, you'll find me, Sheldon Rosengarten, with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, stinking up the course, because I've been known as the worst golfer in town. But along with that tag, people often say that when it comes to selling homes, when you want the job done, call Sheldon. Yes, I spend most of my time making sure my clients get the absolute best and most successful strategic marketing program. Darn it, I hate hitting triple bogeys, but I'd rather be making my clients more for their homes quicker. And who else is going to tell you that if you're thinking of selling, talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers, but make sure that Sheldon is one of them. Remember this, write it down. You can reach me, Sheldon Rosengarten, at memphisrelocate.com or 4830546. That's memphisrelocate.com or 4830546. Do it now.
It's It's time to get peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Gossett's got the goods to put you on the road today. 2021 Kia Forte, 41 mpg, highway, $249 a month. 2021 Kia Rio S hatchback, 41 mpg, ready to road trip at $258 a month. Get turbo power with 2022 Kia Soul, $267 a month. And they're not leases, you own them. Forte, $249, Rio, $258, Soul, $267. You want it? We Gossett at Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months at 2.9%, $29.99 down payment. Forte, ME 409,215, MSRP 19,335. Rio, ME 427,894, MSRP 19,755. Sold in 7808,276, MSRP 20,615. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Must finance through Kia on low APR. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 10/31/21. Dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis.